Wallace Wade Stadium is the place, and Saturday Night Football is the case. The lights are on, and we are ready for action here in Durham, North Carolina for a top 20 matchup, as the 11th ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame are on the road to take on the 17th ranked Duke Blue Devils. Hello, friends, and welcome to Notre Dame football on WVFI Radio, the voice of the Fighting Irish. Alongside Sam Ouhaj and JJ Post, I'm Brian Lane, and oh baby, we're back in prime time with another heavyweight battle. Just 1 week after a crushing loss to Ohio State, the Irish have a chance to turn things around in a ranked road matchup with the unbeaten Blue Devils. The question remains, how will Notre Dame rebound from that crushing loss in South Bend? JJ?
Yeah, I mean, this game's going to tell you a lot about the mental character of this Notre Dame team. We saw last year a couple instances of how Notre Dame responded to adversity coming off the Ohio State game in Week 1 of 2022. They lost to Marshall, a game that caused reevaluations of the entire season, really, for this Irish team. Then once they lost to Marshall, they rebounded with a win against Cal, a gritty win, that is, and then an assertive win against North Carolina. Which Notre Dame will we see tonight? The one that seemed to grow into their role of we're going to rediscover ourselves, we're going to take a chip on our shoulder, like we saw against Cal and against North Carolina, or the one against Marshall that looked scared, that looked timid. I don't know which Notre Dame we'll see tonight. Whichever one we'll see will probably decide the result of this game.
I'm definitely in agreement with you right there, JJ. You know, this Notre Dame team, it came down to the final second. Granted, 10 players on the field, that's been that whole question. But at the end of the day, the Fighting Irish have fought hard all season long. They faced a little bit of adversity, but how do you respond to that? How do you fire it up? How do you come into an unbeaten Duke team, a team that really found its life against Clemson when they upset what was arguably thought to be one of the best teams in college football, but granted that has not turned out the way it has. But, you know, this Notre Dame team, they fight tough. They're led by Sam Hartman. And to be honest with you, I think for me, the way that they're going to win this football game tonight is through Audric Estime.
Right, Sam. Led by that powerful offensive line, Joe Alt, Blake Fisher. It's going to come down to the run game. This Duke defense is off to a hot start so far this year, but it's been that ground and pound game that Notre Dame has relied on in times of, struggle. So we'll see tonight what the game plan is, but you got to expect Audric Estime will be getting a lot of touches tonight battling this Duke defense.
Yeah, it's going to be a game of efficiency. Whichever team can control the tempo of the game, whichever team can dictate the speed at which this game is played, I think will likely be the winner. Notre Dame will likely try to play the game on their own terms. They want to come into this hostile atmosphere and take control. Going out in this first drive, we'll see whether they receive the ball or kick it, and either getting a stop on defense or putting together a nice long drive on offense. That's how you do that. We'll see what Notre Dame does, whether they come out on offense or defense.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's who's gonna step up to the plate? Who is going to step up to the plate? We'll have that answer for you when we get back here on WVFI Radio. Tune in. We're here live, Wallace Wade Stadium. Let's get fired up and go Irish.
And we're here live from Wallace Wade Stadium. Notre Dame will receive the opening kickoff. Duke won the toss, deferred to the Irish, so it will be Sam Hartman up first looking to set the tone in this marquee top 20 clash. Duke lines it up, ready to kick for Notre Dame. It looks like it's going to be the usual battery back of the return team, a combination of Jadarian Price and it looks to be Jabran Payne. We'll see where this goes to. It'll be returnable, and returnable will be. Looking to get the edge and not getting much. Wrapped up on the 18-yard line. Notre Dame tried to return it, and it was well covered.
Well covered indeed, but I'm really excited to see what this game plan is for the Fighting Irish. Sam Hartman looked a little bit sluggish last week against Ohio State, and he's also down to 3 receivers tonight, so it's going to be through that running game as we mentioned in the pregame. However, what play are they going to open up with? How are they going to do this? I'd like to see Mitchell Evans get involved. I'd like to see Audric Estime get involved, but there's going to be so much, so it's really exciting to see this.
Yes, Sam, 7 catches last week for Mitchell Evans. That was his season high, so expect him to be used a lot tonight by this Irish offense.
Shotgun set for Hartman. Estime in the backfield. They motion Flores. It's going to be a handoff to Estime, who finds a hole but doesn't get much through it. Powers forward for a gain of maybe 1, if that.
And that was one thing we saw last week, JJ. That Ohio State game plan on the defensive end was looking to stop Estime and stuff him up the middle. So Notre Dame may have to attack the edges a bit more, not be so reliant on Estime up the middle, because that Duke defense off that first play looked like they were ready for the Audric train.
A sight we'll likely see multiple times today. 12 personnel for the Irish. Holden Stace checks in. Mitchell Evans, the other tight end. Three receivers plus stays to the left, I should say. Flores splits out wide. Hartman drops back, scanning the field. He's going to go over the middle, and he's got Mitchell Evans. Big completion for Sam Hartman to the tight end who's coming off a career day, down to just about the 50-yard line.
And I love how cool and collected Sam Hartman was in that pocket. Granted, you have two of the best tackles in the country in Blake Fisher and Joe Alt, but Sam Hartman, those years of experience, he just waited. He saw Mitchell Evans shrieking down the field and completes a huge pass.
There's a reason Sam Hartman's number 6 in the country on yards per attempt. Not afraid to take that deep shot. Finds Evans over the center of the field. Nice little 25-yard pickup for the Irish.
Little split back set now for the Irish as two running backs are in the backfield. Hartman in the gun, takes the snap, fakes the draw, looks downfield once again, throws downfield, it's up for Tobias Merriweather, and he makes the grab! Oh, he didn't. It had it coming to the ground, but the ground was too much for Merriweather, who tumbled and lost the ball in the process. Notre Dame looking deep early.
Got to give credit right there to number 7, Al Blades Jr., the cornerback, running stride for stride with Tobias Merriweather. Merriweather just had it. If it's a little bit overthrown, but needless to say, I like these deep shots that we're seeing the Irish take. They're not afraid to come down and air it out.
Notre Dame moving to a more traditional I set now. Now Hartman motions out. Splits out three receivers to my right, one receiver to my left, and we're going to get motion on the front line. I think that's going to be a false start.
Hate to see that right there, but that's what they say. When you're an away team, you got to be ready for these false starts. That's something that Marcus Freeman has tried to stress to his team throughout. He mentioned about playing the music loud every single practice and really getting this team go. Just an unfortunate mishap for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, Sam, I know you and JJ were both in Raleigh for the NC State game, but this does feel like the first true road environment for this Notre Dame team. The Duke Cameron Crazies are loud and proud right now, and we see an early mishap there for this Notre Dame offensive line.
The Wallace Wild, as they might go by. Notre Dame again starting out under center and then shifting out to a more shotgun set. Hartman back. Mitchell Evans this time the motion man. It's going to be a draw play. And well read by the Duke defense.
And they ate that play up, and that was led by the charge of Jamion Franklin, the defensive tackle. Transferred from Notre Dame, lived in Zom Hall at one point, Zom House if you will. He leads that charge right there and wraps up Estime for no gain at all. So now the Irish find themselves in a 3rd and long situation, and they're going to have to convert right here.
Not a great spot to be in when you are down several receivers to injury, as Notre Dame are. Let's see who Sam Hartman targets on this 3rd and long. Hartman steps back, goes short. It's a little screen pass, but he has blockers. Estime out, hurdles a man, and will get back to where the original line of scrimmage was and a little more. But it's still going to be 4th and medium, I should say, for the Irish, and it looks like we'll see the punt team.
Personally, if you ask me, I'd like the Irish to go for it. It's the first drive. You're in a loud atmosphere. You're up against a ranked opponent. I know it's on the other side of the 50, and you don't want to give them good field position, but at the end of the day, why not? I'm a big person of going for it on 4th down, but Marcus Freeman knows better than me. That's why I'm up in the booth, and he's a head coach on the football team on the sideline.
Notre Dame huddling up on the punt. That's not something they usually do. We'll see what that might entail. One would assume it's a fake. Notre Dame's got the fake, and they got the edge. Bolting down the sideline it looks like Jeremiah Love, I should say, who gets the outside. Notre Dame goes with the fake off the unique formation, and Jeremiah Love gains 30 yards. Talk about a bold call by Freeman.
Outside of the box there by Marcus Freeman. A little direct snap right to Jeremiah Love, and he takes it right up the right side, although Notre Dame was that pump formation. In an environment like this, when it's loud and rowdy in the beginning, sometimes it takes a little something special on the drawing board, and Notre Dame outside of the box there off the bat.
Sam, you know what they say about special teams, that special teams make special teams, and Notre Dame supporting my mantra very early on, a composed run by Jeremiah Love as well. Notre Dame moving quickly now. Hartman in the gun. Bunches receivers to left and right. Motion, it's going to be an end around. Love once again, this time finds a crease, powering forward for a gain of about 6.
Earlier on that fake punt, I said I would go for it, so maybe I should be a football. Maybe at halftime I'm going to get down there and go hop on the sideline. But I love that draw. I love that execution, that direct snap. And Duke didn't expect that, and that's what I like. I like to play a little bit unexpected. I like how Marcus Freeman and the special teams planned that out and made that right call. That's the right decision right there, and it paid off very big. So Irish are knocking on the door right here and going down on their opening drive.
You always got to have some tricks in your bag for a primetime game. Notre Dame going into it early. Let's see if they can capitalize off it, though. Hartman under center. Handoff. It's going to be Love. It's going to be Estime, rather, and he powers into the end zone. Audric Estime, the bruising tailback, the powerful runner sets the tone. Notre Dame goes up 6-0. Some trickery on special teams, and then some pure power up the middle for Ouhaj Estime. 6-0 Irish.
One of the biggest strengths of Ouhaj Estime is his patience. Gets the handoff from Harbin and finds the gap. Lets his offensive line go to work and open up that hole. And once he gets downhill, it's tough to bring that man down. Irish putting up 6 early.
And I just love right there on that play, Ouhaj Estime running right behind Pat Coogan, the left guard. He pulls right there. Estime takes that patience, as you mentioned, Brian, and just powers through for that touchdown. Love to see that.
The new holder, Bryce McPherson, cuts the ball down, and it's through for the point after. Notre Dame confusing even me on that drive with the amount of running backs they put out there. We saw a little Jadarian Price. We saw a little Jeremiah Love, and then Ouhaj Estime finishing the job. We'll take a quick break here on WVFI Sports.
Met you at the dive bar to go shoot.
Back here in Durham, North Carolina, where it's an early 7-0 lead for the Fighting Irish behind an Ouhaj Estime rushing touchdown. After a little fake on the punt, Notre Dame ultimately capitalizes, and Estime finds the end zone behind that big offensive line.
Now we turn things over to the Irish defense, a unit that, for the most part, against Ohio State played pretty well. They held an explosive Ohio State offense to under 20 points, and really under 10 points till that final drive that we all remember so well. Let's see what they come out with against Duke. Duke, who might be, we are yet to see official confirmation as they take the field, might be without their left tackle. You look at Graham Barton, one of the best tackles in the ACC, maybe even the country, as Duke's going to return this one, it looks like, and here they go. Missed tackle by Clarence Lewis, getting to the edge and breaking a tackle on the edge. Out to the 28-yard line, a solid return right there by the Blue Devils, who get off to a nice start of their own. Lewis had the angle on him, but a deft shake to get to the edge.
And that was Terry Moore right there doing excellent work to break Clarence Lewis's grasp and go right past where they would have ended up. So there, the Blue Devils start off in a nice, solid position.
Leonard in the gun now. Shotgun set. Let's see what Notre Dame can bring pressure-wise. Leonard, a player who can do damage with his feet. See if how they handle him. Here comes the early presser. Mills. It's going to be a deep shot down the sideline, and what a catch! Benjamin Morrison gets beat over the top. Well adjusted. Jordan Moore brings it down. And both these teams throwing haymakers early.
One thing to notice there is the Irish brought pressure on the first play of the game. Riley Mills, known for being a weapon with his feet. The Irish are going to force him to throw the ball. He connects there on the outside for a 20-yard pickup.
Early fireworks in Durham as Leonard moving quickly now. Scans the field, looks back. Here comes the pressure. It's floated up, and it's going to be just wide of the intended target. Tight end Nicky Dalapodin was out there, but Leonard got hit pretty hard. It looked like it was Howard Cross bringing the pressure up the middle, and Notre Dame can get a stop.
That was Javante Jean-Baptiste on the pressure there, who against Ohio State last week led the Irish with 8 tackles and 1 quarterback hurry. Against an offense, like I said, with Riley Leonard willing to use his feet, you got to have consistent pressure from the edges. Jean-Baptiste, good job there rushing that throw, causing the incompletion.
And Jean-Baptiste has been such a phenomenal addition for the Fighting Irish, transferring from Ohio State, has really been great to this team.
Leonard now still passing. Notre Dame still bringing pressure. That one's over the middle and completed. First down for Duke. Notre Dame blitzing early and Leonard making them pay.
And that was the play call there that Ohio State was getting a lot. Last game, Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison were finding that slant route. Duke noticing that in the film, running that same play.
Weird bunch of set by Duke here, who looked for the screen, and that is well covered by Maris Leofau, the experienced linebacker. Read that one well. You saw him get over there to the bunch set for Duke, motioning defenders over. I think he knew that play was coming before it even was snapped.
And it's nice to see Maris Leofau involved. It went silent against Ohio State, recording 0 tackles. And for somebody who's supposed to be that core of your defense, it was really insane to not see him be that active factor. So it's good to see him involved early on that pass breakup.
There was some buzz that Leofau was playing that game a little bit banged up. We'll see if maybe that was what limited him, because right there he looked to be at his best. A smart read. Leonard once again in the gun. We'll see if this is going to be another pass play from Duke, who has not run the ball yet. Here comes the pass. It is going to be a draw play. Leofau had that one read, and down he goes. It could have been a horse collar, I think, but no flag. The Duke student section none too pleased. But in the end, Leofau was able to get his arm around the back successfully and make a nice form tackle.
Yeah, so after going silent, Leofau involved in the last 2 plays right there. And I really like how Notre Dame set that up because, as you know, Riley Leonard can move off his feet and make some big plays. Had a huge rushing touchdown against Clemson in week 1. And so it's good to see this. And now a crucial 3rd down situation for the Blue Devils.
Big 3rd and 10 here. You said it. Leonard in the gun. Hard to imagine they won't go for another pass play here. Takes the snap. No free play. Notre Dame gets pressure. Leonard gets out of the pressure. Lobs it up. Incomplete. Well covered by Cam Hart.
I believe it's going to be an offside there on Jean-Baptiste.
It looked
just got caught cheating over that line of scrimmage.
Duke played that like they had a free play. And I think that's what the call is going to be. We'll see. There's the call.
So now instead of 3rd and 10, it's 3rd and 5, and Duke gets another shot right here to possibly score. But I really like that pass breakup by Cam Hart to not allow that touchdown on that free play. But, yeah, Jean-Baptiste and Maris Leofau on the replay both got caught cheating over that line, and now it sets up Duke at 3rd and 5.
When you see it from the press box, it's never a good thing, and that one was pretty clear to all 3 of us. Duke can get a little more creative now. 3rd and manageable from just inside the 30-yard line. Bunches to the right. Single receiver to the left. Leonard in the shotgun. Jaquez Moore in the backfield. Leonard takes the snap. He looks downfield. He throws short. It's going to be completed. And J.D. Bertrand wraps him up, but not before it's a Duke first down.
And Jalen Calhoun just read that perfectly. Ran that slot, and had the perfect angle on J.D. Bertrand and picks up that first down. So Notre Dame's got to be kicking themselves. And that's a big reoccurring theme we have seen for the Irish this year, was that on these 3rd downs, they make too many crucial mistakes. They're doing something wrong, or they're just shooting themselves in the foot and letting teams drive down the field.
Now Duke on the very edge of the red zone, the 20-yard line to be exact. Leonard remains in the shotgun set. Motion coming from left to right. Jalen Calhoun, the one in motion. Leonard drops back. Leonard looks downfield. They're going to test Thomas Harper, and that's not ever really going to threaten Harper, who did well to defend that.
Good defense there by Thomas Harper. Really kind of highlights this Notre Dame red zone defense. Last week against Ohio State made a number of key stops. You know, one thing about the Irish is even if you put them on their heels in the red zone, you know, they're still going to play with that intensity. Thomas Harper, great coverage there, despite the end zone attempt there from Riley Leonard.
And we have yet to see Riley Leonard take off with his legs. Notre Dame doing a great job playing contain and forcing Riley to throw the ball down the field.
And we'll see what Duke dials up here, now facing 2nd and 10. Trips to the left. Leonard in the gun. Notre Dame showing pressure. Going to be a draw play, it looks like, and Notre Dame read that one well. Loss of 1, maybe nothing gained, but well read by Howard Cross, the undersized but very clever interior lineman, and Jean-Baptiste also in there.
Howard Cross, number 3 on the team in tackles. He really is that big brick wall in the middle there for this Irish defense. Beautiful read there on the option and stuffs him up, forcing another 3rd down for this Duke offense.
A big 3rd and 10 now. These are the 3rd downs that if you're Notre Dame, you can't afford to give up a chunk yardage play in or really any first down situation here.
And we're hearing a little defense chant here. The Irish faithful letting themselves be heard.
Notre Dame showing blitz once again. Leofau looks to be the one coming through. Here he comes. Doesn't get it immediately. Leonard takes off, and breaks the tackle, but he's not going to get the first down. Good second effort there. Looks like it was going to be Patello and also Howard Cross who combined to make that stop. For a second there, it looked like Leonard could work some magic.
And Notre Dame got away right there with a personal flag. At the end of the play, one of the Irishmen grabs Riley Leonard by the face mask as he's going down to the ground. It's very surprising, as the replay shows, that the ref did not see that. So Notre Dame catches a break right here, and it sets up the field goal. But we've seen some trickery, so will Duke pull this out? Highly doubt it, but you never know.
30 or so yard attempt for Duke here. Snap goes off without a hitch. The kick is up, and it is no good. Notre Dame catches an early break, and the kick sails wide right. Looked like from the kick, it was way wide originally.
Yeah, if you're Duke there, you need all the points you can get against this Irish team. So tough early miss there from Todd Polino, the Duke kicker. Irish will get the ball back at their own 20. Hartman ready to take the keys to this offense.
Pool. Make fun of the cowboys with the neck tattoos. Ask you easy questions about work and school. I'm trying to be cool about it, feeling like an absolute fool about it, wishing you were kind enough to be cruel about it, telling myself I can always do without it, knowing that it probably isn't true.
I came prepared for absolution if you'd only ask. So I take some offense when you say no regrets. I remember it's impossible to pass your test, but I'm trying to forget about it, feeling like I'm breaking a sweat about it, wishing you would kindly get out of my head about it, telling myself one day I'll forget about it, knowing that it probably isn't true. Once I took your medication to know what it's like, and now I have to act like I can't read your mind. I ask you how you're doing and I let you lie, but we don't have to talk about it.
Back live on WVFI Sports, the voice of the Fighting Irish here in Durham, North Carolina on the campus of Duke University. And this morning, campus was buzzing with college game day here, and the infamous Lee Corso taking the Fighting Irish, wearing that leprechaun suit, and his pick is looking good so far. A 7-0 lead here for the Irish with 7:06 left in the first quarter, and the Irish taking back possession after that missed Duke field goal. What are we looking for in this drive here, JJ?
Tim O'Malley of Irish Illustrated had a great point earlier this week when he said it's never the first touchdown of the game that decides it, or defines it rather, it's the second touchdown, because a 7-0 lead isn't too much, it's a one-score game. If Notre Dame can push it to 14-0, that changes the outlook of this game. Let's see what they come out with. Holden stays in motion early. Hartman under center. They're going to pitch it out to Estime. Estime looking for a hole, and he's going to be tackled. Well tackled, I should say. Plugging the hole there.
It's Chandler Rivers.
Looks like it's going to be Chandler Rivers, the cornerback, who did well to get out there, and Estime not an easy dude to bring down by the ankles. And Rivers did just that, and just as well, because Alt and Fisher were pulling out there, and they had some room.
Yeah, on that replay right there, basically, what if Rivers doesn't make that tackle, Estime's to the house. Pretty set. He was running between all those Irishmen, but great tackle there by Jordan Rivers.
And Notre Dame loves to get Alt, and there's going to be another false start as I go to finish that point. We'll see who this one's on. But Notre Dame loves to get Alt and Fisher playing next to each other. You see there, usually they're playing on the other sides of the line, bookending it. That time they pulled all the way over and had Fisher, and he's a mobile guy, running right with Alt. It was the exact same play, I believe, that they sprung against North Carolina State. Not the same play design, but the same concept. And that one well diagnosed and well snuffed out by Chandler Rivers.
Yeah, and they caught Pat Coogan right there on that play. Excuse me, that was number 52. Zeke Correll,
second one of the game.
Center. False starting.
A lot of sprints out for Rico Flores early on. Hartman looking downfield. Pressure gets through. Throws it up there, and it's perhaps lucky not to be intercepted. Not Hartman's most well-advised throw. That's going to be 3rd and 8.
And that was number 90, Dwayne Carter. You heard his name, the redshirt sophomore. Was having a big year for Duke, and he just nailed Hartman right there.
Just a powerful rep.
Threw down Zeke Correll as well on that play.
That second down false start could prove costly. Let's see what Notre Dame has to respond. Jabran Payne, the 3rd down back, is in the game. Hartman in the shotgun. Throws into pressure, and it's going to be Mitchell Evans once again coming up big on 3rd down. It's going to be a 1st down Irish.
When we lost Michael Mayer last year, JJ and Sam, it felt like no one was going to be able to fill those shoes, but between these last 2 games, Mitchell Evans has become a huge safety blanket for Sam Hartman. Nice little bit of a slant route there on that 3rd down.
Drag, I'd say.
Slant or drag on 3rd down there. Hartman finds him. 1st down, Notre Dame.
And on that play, too, Hartman took a huge hit from Cam Dillon, the linebacker.
Through the hole right there, Estime just going power on power, and he falls forward from way up high in the sky. It looks like it's going to be a gain of about 5 or so. A productive 1st down play for Notre Dame, and a play they're going to need to hit, because this is a game that I think is going to rely a lot for Notre Dame on how they play in the trenches. What do you guys say?
I definitely agree, and I just want to give credit where credit is due. I love the running style of Audric Estime. I think that's my favorite. You have those scat backs, you have those guys who bounce around, try to get shifty. That's not Estime's game. He's basically your north and south runner, and he's falling forward every single time.
Hartman now flanked by 2 running backs. We saw a couple of these sets early on. It's going to be handoff to one of them, and well diagnosed by the Duke defensive line. Looks like it's going to be a loss of a yard, as it was Jabran Payne who got the handoff there, and he was immediately enveloped by Duke defenders.
So once again, Notre Dame finds themselves in a third and manageable, 3rd and 6. Actually, report says 3rd and 3, so somehow Notre Dame gained a yard on that play.
Generous forward progress spot, I'd say at least.
Notre Dame is number 10 in the country on their 3rd down conversion rate, so even if it's 3rd down, with that experience of Sam Hartman, he's willing to be patient and make the right decision. 3rd and 4 here. Let's see what this Irish offense draws up.
Jadarian Price this time in the backfield for the rotating Notre Dame corpse of running backs. Hartman in the gun, takes the pass, throws in the pressure. It's going to be caught by Mitchell Evans, and he spins out of a tackle. Evans dodges one and comes down on the 41-yard line. Evans again on 3rd down.
When in doubt, Mitchell Evans is the route. Hartman finds him right there. Another 1st down pickup for Mitchell Evans. He's been the man in these past 2 games, and this Irish offense, they're still rolling. Mitchell Evans, big number 88, with another catch. Pick it up, 15.
And mentioned 3rd down conversions, and that's one where Notre Dame needed to get something, and that's what they got.
Jeremiah Lewis, the safety, was so close to breaking up that pass, but Mitchell Evans stayed strong. Already 3 receptions for 63 yards.
A lot of Rico Flores early on in that field receiver role. This time it's going to be looking for Flores, and the miscommunication between him and Hartman. I think Hartman was looking for the out, and Flores cut in instead, and just a misfire.
misfire right there. But I also think, too, he kind of paused for a little bit. He thought that he would draw a flag, maybe perhaps holding the cornerback, getting a little too handsy, but that's not the play, and you've got to play to this thing. You can't rely on the refs to bail you out in those sort of situations.
Let's see what Notre Dame draws up here. 2nd and 10. Right around where they pulled the fake punt out of the bag last time. Hartman now steps out from under center and indeed will go into shotgun. Jeremiah Love, the star of the fake punt, in the backfield. Evans in the slot. Hartman looks back. He's going to look for a screen to Chris Tyree, who breaks a tackle and falls forward for a gain of about 7. Notre Dame with a productive second down play.
I'm noticing right now at these early play calls from Jared Parker in this Notre Dame offense, there's a lot more motion. You know, with the lack of personnel with Jaden Thomas and Jaden Greathouse out, they're putting those receivers in motion and trying to confuse this Duke defense.
And there's a flag on the play right now. The refs are talking it over.
They're going to rule it off as a foul. Looked like there was maybe something that one referee spotted the other referee disagreed with. As the flag is picked up, and Notre Dame back in 3rd and manageable.
Another 3rd and short. This is where you let the offensive line go to work. Aldrich estimate in the backfield right now with Hartman under center. Let these offensive linemen eat.
12 personnel. Evans motioning more to behind the offensive line than as a true split-back receiver. It's going to be a handoff, and no hole, but well read. Estimate broke a tackle, but is brought down after the first break. And let's see if Notre Dame brings out the punter and the kicking team. Looks like it is going to be the
field
punt
goal
unit, or the field goal unit, rather. Spencer Schrader's range and accuracy have been 2 varied results so far this season.
This is about a 50-yard field goal here, JJ and Sam. Bit of a bomb here. You saw Schrader miss one last week, but there's no doubt that he has that range. So Marcus Freeman opting to go with his kicker here, looking to extend this to a 2-possession game.
Perhaps a game of chicken to see if they can draw Duke off sides. And it's going to be a false start on Notre Dame. We'll see if that changes the calculus of this field goal attempt.
And that's the last thing you want to do there. It is a false start against the Irish offensive line. It not only moves you out of field goal range, it also forces you to punt. Give it back to this Duke offense and gives them that momentum. You lose that chance to move it to 2 possessions.
And that was Michael Venison Milk on that false start. He moved, and then the rest of the line moved with him. Granted, that is what he's supposed to do, but you can't do that in that situation. I am curious to see perhaps if they were just trying to bait them offside.
You do wonder if they were actually meaning to attempt that kick.
Spencer Schrader holds the all-time record for Notre Dame at 54 yards, which is actually funny because he broke that in North Carolina a couple weeks ago.
A booming punt high in the air, and it's going to pin Duke back inside their own 15. You got to wonder maybe in the calculus that if they wanted to get more advantageous in a punting situation, a bit difficult to accurately pin someone back from inside your 40. That time, McPherson goes up, and it comes down on the Duke 12. We'll be back soon on VFI Sports.
I can walk you home and practice method acting, I'll pretend being with you doesn't feel like drowning, telling you it's nice to see how good you're doing, even though you know it isn't true.
shadows got long on the walk across the lakes on the lake. The future of December is memories of last summer, so I stoke it like a wood stove. I'm always wanting more. The endless weight of my life can be lifted up like wings. The underneath of my life, and I felt this it sings. who's listening. And it's not all of you, I mean. La 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 in the morning, when the blinds are open, that's when I see the red wing, and the red wing sees me too. The endless weight of our lives can be lifted up like wings. The underneath of our lives, and effortlessness it sings.
And we welcome you back here at Wallace Wade Stadium. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish lead the Duke Blue Devils 7-0. And speaking of which, both of these teams are ranked. And you want to know a really fun fact, guys? The last time Duke hosted a ranked opponent when they were ranked themselves was 31 years ago, 1994. And think about that game right there. That was number 13 Virginia. And the Blue Devils won 20-25 behind Spence Fisher's 3 touchdowns.
Sam, were you live for that game?
I don't even think I was a thought yet. But really long time, so it's a great atmosphere to see a ranked opponent going up. 2 ranked opponents, that will be fantastic work.
Let's see what Duke comes with now in their second drive of the game. The first one ended in a missed field goal. Leonard motioning man across from left to right. Notre Dame showing blitz. They bring blitz. It's going to be a delayed handoff and well diagnosed by Thomas Harper, who came out of the nickel slot, I should say, and made a great form tackle in open field.
That's a big tackle there by Thomas Harper. A couple missed tackles by this Irish defense last week against Ohio State. Able to capture the running back there in the backfield is Harper. Prevents a significant pickup there and pins Duke 2nd and 8.
Harper, the Oklahoma State graduate transfer. Duke now in the shotgun set, motioning from right to left this time. Comes the snap. It's shotgun, drops back. Leonard looking down the field. Throws down, it's picked off! Here comes Xavier Watts, looking for the edge. He won't get it, but he will get a 10-yard return, and the Fighting Irish defense pulls out a turnover.
Xavier Watts, beautiful read on that pass. But more importantly, the pressure from that Notre Dame defensive line. Howard Cross forcing Riley Leonard to rush that throw, giving Watts all the time in the world to pick that ball off and give the Irish possession.
And on that play right there, they're showing the replay. I don't even think Leonard saw Xavier Watts. He was looking for the slant route, and Watts just comes flying in out of nowhere and just picks off the receiver. Has a nice return, too. It sets up the Irish in a really well field position on the 14-yard line.
Well, part of that reason, Sam, is Howard Cross was able to get pressure and put his hand up, restricting Leonard's vision, leading to that interception.
Xavier Watts read that like a former receiver, which of course he is, the former 3-star receiver group out of Nebraska. Hartman now back in the shotgun set, bunches to the left, single to the right. Hartman rolls out of the pocket, looking for the edge. He dumps it off to Rico Flores, who bobbles it and can't come up with it. Flores was trying to control it all the way to the ground, but couldn't get it. And well covered by the Duke defense.
Even though Rico Flores dropped it right there, I'm not a big fan of playing bobble. If you're not going to catch the ball, you got to play defensive back right there and knock that ball down. Because very well, the Duke Blue Devils could have just easily picked that off, and then it would have just been a game of throwing it back and forth, and you know how that goes. But Sam Hartman's also looking to keep his streak alive of throwing a touchdown. Currently leads all active passers in college football with a touchdown in his last 35 games.
Notre Dame keeping it tight here. You see there as Ford now checks in the backfield beside Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love gets the handoff. Love finds the seam and bursts through it for a gain of about 5, and can go back to 3rd and manageable.
Notre Dame has responded well on these 3rd downs, converting huge plays to Mitchell Evans. That's probably the guy everybody thinks it's going to, but you know, I'd like to see Holden Stays get involved. He came alive against NC State when he had his 2-touchdown game, and he's out there on the field.
Top of the screen.
Hartman in the shotgun set, looking directly into the Sam Fartman sign that is on the video board ahead of him.
Top of the screen there, you see Tobias Merriweather. Single coverage, look at him.
The ISO, as we would put it in basketball, that's an unexpected snap, and I think it's going to be a false start, or maybe a timeout. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the far side.
And Hartman is not happy. He was set. And Notre Dame gets another false start, and Marcus Freeman is annoyed. He is angry right now. I mean, they snapped that ball off, and 3rd false start for the Fighting Irish.
You know, that performance last week by Notre Dame against Ohio State was defined by self-inflicted wounds. And we're seeing more of that here. Just hurting themselves in terms of field positioning with these false starts. Brings up a 3rd and 11. 3rd and 12, correct me.
Rico Flores Jr. on the false start. Not often you see a receiver get one of those, and Hartman works back into the shotgun. Notre Dame motions from left to right. Hartman takes the snap. Stands with plenty of time. Here comes the pressure. Hartman is going to work his way back to just behind the line of scrimmage and nothing else. Notre Dame will settle for a field goal.
Really unfortunate right there. He thought with the Irish in such on the 12-yard line, and they did not score a touchdown. That's something that Marcus Freeman is going to circle back to in post-game meetings and with the team when watching film. Sets up the field goal, but she'd like to walk out of there with at least 6.
Pressure there came from big Jamion Franklin, defensive tackle for Duke, forcing Notre Dame to a field goal.
And we'll head, though, before the field goal to the end of quarter break. We'll be back soon on WVFI Sports.
California winter, they brought me back my language. And then once I'd spoken the truth, that's when the red wing landed, and she sang la 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 la. Right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids, and I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids, and I don't wanna be.
And we welcome you back here to start the second quarter, WVFI Radio. Sam Ouhaj joined by Brian Lane and JJ Post. The Fighting Irish currently lead the Duke Blue Devils 7-0 as they get set up for a field goal. Very unfortunate after Xavier Watt's interception, the Irish unable to capitalize, and that was led by Jamion Franklin on that third down, taking Sam Hartman behind the line of scrimmage. Jamion Franklin, as we mentioned, former Irishman, former Fighting Irish member, was actually recruited by Mike Elko, who used to be the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, who's now the head coach of Duke and is having great success so far.
And we turn it over now to Spencer Schrader, who the power of his leg has never been doubted, the accuracy of which over the first few games has. Schrader just below 50% on the season. Let's see what he can conjure up here. Snap goes off without a hitch. Kick is up, and that is good. Schrader hits, and Notre Dame will go up 10-0.
Where's Pat McAfee when you need him? Little chipper there from Schrader, showing off that leg. Gives the Irish a 10-0 lead just here at the start of the second quarter.
And how about that? You mentioned Pat McAfee. Irish or ESPN Game Day, first time ever in Durham, North Carolina. And for Notre Dame, people were pretty surprised that they had chose Durham. Notre Dame just had College Game Day on the beautiful Notre Dame campus against Ohio State, but then you find out right after the game, after that really tough loss, that Game Day's rolling right back with the Irish. They're rolling right with Duke. I mean, how could you not come to a matchup like this? And it was just so beautiful seeing Game Day set up where it was, how everyone was involved. Though the three analysts had taken, the two analysts and Pat McAfee and I'm blanking on his name right now.
Kirk Herbstreit.
No, Kirk Herbstreit did not pick the. It was
Dez.
It was Dez. So Dez takes Duke, and then you have the guest speaker and Ken Jong, former Duke alum, taking Duke. But Lee Corso, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, comes out of nowhere and picks the Fighting Irish after choosing the Buckeyes last week. I mean, he loves that Buckeyes hat, but man, it's great, and it was just so much fun to see that sort of environment. And even tonight, the stadium is packed, sold out, and we are well underway now after the Irish lead 10-0.
Back we go to Spencer Schrader, a returnable kick. Let's see how Notre Dame covers this one. Duke with a productive return on the last one, and a nice little dive forward to get a few extra yards, but no more than a touchback would have netted. I believe he got the ball out to the 22-yard line at his final grasp.
Gets it right there. Irish doing a very great job on special teams. Their special teams unit has been great besides the false start. I mean, you think about that fake punt to Jadarian Price, who picked it up for 30 yards and got Irish into the range to score that Audric Estime touchdown. And then now just playing really well, wrapping up, making those tackles. And Notre Dame cannot be messing around with missed tackles.
And Notre Dame would love to replicate what they got on the last drive on defense, an interception by Xavier Watts. Leonard snaps the ball. It's going to be a fake draw. Looking and throwing and dropped. Leonard telegraphed that one, at least in my eyes, pretty heavily, and Cam Harp seemed to agree.
Yeah, that pass was intended for number 8, Jordan Moore. Ran a little slant route, but good coverage there by Cam Hart, able to break it up. I like this Irish defense forcing Riley Leonard to use his arm. Held him to 0 rushing yards in the first quarter, despite the lack of Duke offense. But they're forcing him to use his arm, throw to the outside, and that's what you want to see here if you're Marcus Freeman in this Notre Dame defense.
Duke once again committing to the pass as Leonard is in the shotgun set. Motion coming from left to right. It's going to be an end-around play, or it is going to be an end-around play, and J.D. Bertrand diagnosed it well, though. Looked like they were trying to run maybe a read option with a little end-around motion. Jalen Calhoun was the one who eventually took the carry, and J.D. Bertrand, one of Notre Dame's experienced linebackers, covered it well.
One of the biggest strengths of this Notre Dame defense, especially with the linebackers, is their speed. J.D. Bertrand, Jack Kaiser, getting to the outside quickly, making that tackle. One of the big strengths here from that core leadership at the linebacker position.
Now the crowd makes some noise on the Irish end, at least, as Duke goes to 3rd and 9. I believe it's going to be 3rd and 7, I should say. Leonard drops back, has pressure in his face, and here comes Javonte Jean-Baptiste, and finished off by Maris Leofau. A combination sack, and Notre Dame's defense comes up big on 3rd and long.
And Maris Leofau hit him so hard he pulled off Riley Leonard's helmet. That was an amazing play right there to contain Riley Leonard. And speaking of which, I wanted to just go back really quick on the rushing yards. Duke has been averaging 200 yards a game. Right now, as it stands, 4 rushing yards into the second quarter. And Notre Dame just playing fantastic ball and containing Riley Leonard.
That front 7 for this Irish team has been huge since that Ohio State game. Showing it right there, forcing Duke to punt from inside their own 15.
Notre Dame special teams have come up big already once today, and they had a couple punt blocks last year. Let's see if they've got anything in the bag here. It'll be a great time forward. Notre Dame bringing the house. Ultimately, nothing gets home. Chris Tyree is back. This one should be returnable. Tyree takes it, tries to get around. He will get around. Tyree to the 35, looking for the edge at the 40, runs into contact and gets over the 40-yard line. A productive return for Notre Dame's experienced punt return man.
Chris Tyree does it all, switching from running back to slot receiver this year, return man since he's gotten to the Fighting Irish, and it's just great to see him involved making that return and sets up the Irish pretty well right here. So we will be back. We're taking a quick break. Be sure to tune back in. WVFI Sports Radio, Irish lead 10-0.
is it right out when the sun sets in my bedroom? I got a bedroom. It is it right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a bedroom. It is it right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like a moon side of flowers. It feels like a moon side my eyelids. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I got a red room, it is a red eye when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red eye when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red eye when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, I got a red room. When I was younger and dumber, felt like a
Back here on the campus of Duke University, Brooks Field and Wallace Wade Stadium. And Notre Dame taking possession at their own 35 after a timely sack from Javante Jean-Baptiste and Maris Leofau. This Notre Dame defense, not known for its pressure this year, had no sacks against Ohio State last week. We see here, early in the second quarter, already putting great pressure on Riley Leonard, forcing that Duke team to punt from inside their own 15. Now, giving Sam Hartman the ball with great field position is just a recipe for disaster if you're this Duke team.
Notre Dame starting off with Jadarian Price in the backfield. Duke has been committed to stopping the run. Notre Dame short on receivers, a reasonable defensive choice. But see if Notre Dame can get anything going either in the pass game to make Duke back off the run or the run game to make them commit more to it. We're going to start with the pass. Hartman looking downfield. Has a check down, doesn't take it, escapes the pocket, still looking downfield, and eventually will run out of bounds for maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Hartman couldn't find anything right there, but I like how Mitchell Evans was just getting ready to break off for that scramble drill. You know, they teach you as receivers and as tight ends. Once you see your quarterback start to run, you got to start and get open for a play right there. So Mitchell Evans was actually running the opposite side of the field, almost had it. Sam Hartman just messaged him, but I would have liked to see Mitchell Evans continue with him right there. That would have been a big first down for the Irish.
Indeed is going to be a gain of 2 from Hartman on the little scramble. Notre Dame moving to something of a T set in the backfield. Hartman will hand it off on the draw, and there is space for Jabran Payne, who powers through to the 50-yard line.
Nice run there by Jabran Payne. He's become more of a third down guy for this Irish offense, but Hartman's not afraid to hand it off to him there on second down. He powers ahead behind that big offensive line. Picks up a key first down there for Notre Dame. They're now into Duke territory at the Duke 49, looking to continue this drive.
Full sail rotation now as it's going to be Love and Ford checking in for Payne and Price, respectively. Payne, just such a good leverage back. He gets low and he is able to churn his legs when he hits contact, falling forward that time for the first down. Notre Dame first and 10 on the 49. Hartman flanked by, looks like it's going to be Ford, and handoff goes to Love, who is wrapped up but falls forward for a gain of 3 regardless. Nice instinctive run by Love, who felt the arms around his legs and leaped forward for a gain of a few.
And that was the safety, Jeremiah Lewis, who just blew past the Notre Dame offensive line, was able to wrap up right there. But still, like I said, I love runners who fall forward and are going for those extra yards every single time.
He only gets 1 in the end, but he does avert a loss of yardage as Notre Dame now faces 2nd and 9. Audric Estime this time in the backfield, bunching up close to the line. Hartman's going to look to pass. Hartman has a clean pocket and is going to throw it into pressure. Estime makes the catch. Not typically known for his prowess out of the backfield, but that time brings it in, and it's going to be 3rd and about 5.
Once again here, looks like Estime staying on the field. Would expect, oh, he's coming off now. We'll expect this Irish team to go to that run game on this 3rd and 6. Or Mitchell Evans, who's been the third down safety blanket for Sam Hartman. Either way, want to continue pushing this drive and getting into scoring range.
It's going to be, at least for now, under center for Hartman. Now he drops back and Notre Dame goes shotgun. Holden stays playing as a receiver more than a tight end. Notre Dame obviously short on receivers. Hartman rolls out on an intentional bootleg, throws it to Stays, and Stays cannot make the catch. Dove for that one and just a little too low. Hartman tried to place the ball perfectly and Stays couldn't get to it.
Not sure about that play call there. Design run out for Hartman. I'd rather see him sit in the pocket and make a good read, but Jared Parker ultimately forces him to roll out, and there's an incompletion there intended for Stays.
Like you were saying, I don't really like the run-out play right there in that situation, but Sam Hartman also, too, he doesn't get his feet set on the replay right there, and he throws it a little bit forward, so Holden Stays unable to come down with that pass. Just not a great play design for the Fighting Irish.
McPherson boots it away. It's a high arcing punt. Fair catch will be called for and will be taken at the 10-yard line. Nice punt by McPherson. The field position is flipped, and we will be back to you soon as we take another break on WVFI Sports.
Flower, you came to pick me from out of the city. You turned me sour when I was younger and prouder. I was nobody. You came to hurt me in all the right places, made me somebody. Which way will I run when I want something new? I don't feel at home in this house anymore. Which way will I run when I'm over you? I don't feel at home in this town. Sometimes I just don't wanna be alone, and it's not 'cause I'm lonely, it's just 'cause I get so tired of filling the space all around me.
And we welcome you back here to Wallace Wade Stadium here in Durham, North Carolina at Duke University. And when you think of Duke, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Basketball. You think about the Cameron Crazies. You think about the legacy of Coach K. You think about Zion Williamson and his shoe bursting open and Nike losing a lot of money on the stock market. But what people have started to think about this year is the football program led by Mike Elko. When he took over this job last year, Duke played extremely well. They had only 4 losses on the season, and right now, as it stands, they're 13-4. They could end up today 14-4, or they could end up 13-5. No ties in college football, obviously, not the NFL. But when you think about what Mike Elko is doing, he's trying to establish Duke as a football school. So if you're the Duke athletic director, you're pretty sure you're happy about how College Game Day is coming to your campus now and what Elko has done for this football program here at Duke.
Elko's squad taking the field now, looking to get something going on offense. Starting from their own 10-yard line, Leonard in a shotgun set where he's usually lined up today. Notre Dame not showing blitz this time. Looks like they're going to rush 4, and that is what they'll do. It's going to be a caper for Leonard, who does well to make a move and get a couple yards. A game of about 5, I believe.
First design run of the game there for Riley Leonard. You're kind of expecting that to come. Surprised it's with 10 minutes left in the second quarter, but picks up about 5 yards there. Would expect to see that attack continued. Riley Leonard with his legs.
A nice run, too. Notre Dame filled that gap well. Leonard did well to make a move and make something out of nothing. Now he'll step back and they're trying to force it offside for Notre Dame. Notre Dame brings pressure and they'll get home, but not before Leonard gets the pass out, and it's going to be a completion and a broken tackle to the sideline, and eventually forced out of bounds. A nice play, and words are exchanged there between Jalen Calhoun and DJ Brown after Brown forced him out of bounds.
And that's the risky run there, bringing pressure, leaving the outsides exposed. Riley Leonard, nice read there. Finds his receiver run the outside for a good pickup. Duke now pushing on their own 37.
Leonard back to throw. Here comes Jason Onier on the edge, and that one is just a miss. He had Calhoun open. Calhoun fell down, and Leonard wasn't really near him either.
And DJ Brown right there kind of broke up on the play. Thought he was going to catch that pass right there. But if Brown keeps running, he has a pick, and he's probably going at least 20, 25 yards. They're showing the replay right now. Riley Leonard just goes right past him, but Brown is right there. So he slowed down a little bit to go make that tackle. But when you look at Riley Leonard's stats tonight, 4 for 10 passing, 68 yards, 1 pick, and 3 rushes for -7. So not a great start for arguably one of the most exciting and hyped up quarterbacks this year in college football.
Some miscommunications all around there. Leonard now looking at 2nd and 10. Checks the play call, trips to the left. Notre Dame showing pressure. They'll bring pressure. It's going to be a screen play, and nearly a big play, but just the momentum on the pass took like Sims, I believe, on the reception for Duke too far, and he tripped and fell for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, Notre Dame got lucky there. Looks like Maris Leafow bit on that screen pass. Left Malik Bowen Sims exposed on the outside, but he tripped up and fell for a minimal gain. Could have been a lot more, but the Irish are lucky to force Duke to a 3rd down and 13.
Like you said, actually marked as a loss of 3. Notre Dame has been effective on 3rd down today. Let's see what they've got here. J.D. Bertrand looking the blitz. Let's see if he brings. He's going to drop back. Notre Dame blitzes 4. That one is thrown underneath. Bertrand is in coverage, and he is going to not get there, but Notre Dame swarm tackling and effectively stops. Looks like it's going to be Jaquez Moore out of the backfield short of the sticks, and it's going to be another Duke punt.
Yeah, good 3rd down stop there for Notre Dame. It was 3rd and long at 3rd and 13, so they kind of played a little bit more of a conservative defense. Able to make the tackle there and force Duke to punt once again. Great start here of this Irish defense.
Duke in punt formation. We've already seen one fake punt, but I don't think we'll be seeing another, at least not at this down distance and spot. The punt is away without a hitch. It's a shank, and that's going to go out at the 35-yard line. That was just not a well-hit punt in terms of accuracy, in terms of power, and Notre Dame will get perhaps more advantageous of a field position than they initially thought.
Yeah, and you know, it was rumored today that Jaden Greathouse might not play, but I got to give him credit on that play. Almost ran right into the punter, just fell backwards. So good for him not making a costly mistake for the Fighting Irish. And Notre Dame's set up in pretty good field position. JJ, what would you like to see down this drive?
I think you got to open up you got to do 2 things. Like I said last drive, Duke is obviously run committing very heavily, and for good reason. Notre Dame's receivers haven't done too much today. Notre Dame either needs to bust through that run commit and break off a big run, be it for Estime, Price, Love, whoever. They need to either tell Duke that you need to have everyone in on the run, or they need to get a pass play and force Duke to stop committing so many men to the box.
Yeah, the Notre Dame offense has been a bit stagnant since the beginning of the game. I liked in their first drive, took a couple deep shots down the field. Haven't seen that since. So I'd like to see this Irish offense come out. You have good field position to start off the drive. Maybe let Sam Hartman let one loose. Looking for a target like Tobias Merriweather or Rico Flores down the field. See if you can get a quick score here and really bring this momentum into your corner, despite the stagnant on offense as of late.
If Notre Dame goes up 17-0, let's say, and they drive down the field and score right here, you got to look at it like this. Riley Leonard is known for his legs. He's not been able to run the ball tonight, and you want to force him into pass situations, because when he threw that pick, what happened? Howard Cross put pressure on him, and he was looking down the field because Duke needed to get something going. And if the Irish really want to come out here, make a statement after this Ohio State loss that they had last week, and really silence all the critics that were about they can't play against quarterbacks who are mobile, can't play against quarterbacks who can improvise like Riley Leonard. If they do that, I think the committee has to reconsider about where Notre Dame's position is in this season.
Yeah, right, Sam. Notre Dame's scoring offense currently ranking number 18 in the country, averaging just under 40 a game, but we saw him only score 14 against Ohio State last week, 10 so far in this one. Kind of waiting for that explosiveness that you're accustomed to as a Notre Dame fan out of this offense. Sam Hartman and company has got a bit quiet these last few quarters, but waiting for a big shot here. maybe connect with someone deep, as I said before, and really put your foot down here against this Duke team.
Irish score update from around the league in South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame women's soccer up 2-0 on Louisville as they continue their quest to climb up the rankings. Currently ranked just outside the top 10. We might see that move a little bit thanks to Alabama's draw over the weekend, as well as this dominant showing. Notre Dame leads on shots on goal 10-1. Shots in general 25-3. I'd be remiss if I didn't get some soccer updates into you, as that is what I am usually doing for WVFI. Today I'm on football, and a good football game we've had so far, at least if you're a Notre Dame fan, as Sam Hartman now back under center. And let's see what Notre Dame goes with. We've talked about they've got options, maybe trying to open up the deep ball. Tobias Merriweather would be your primary option for that. Trying to see if he's right now looking through the huddle to see if he's currently on the field. Notre Dame staying in their huddle, I think, for longer than I expected, as now they will break, and it's going to be more of a power eye. 12 personnel, Stays and Evans, both to the line. Now they're going to motion out of it. Still 12 personnel, but Tobias Merriweather far on your left. Rico Flores far on your right. Hartman will look deep. Here comes the pressure. He throws it in, and Mitchell Evans makes the catch. Oh, my word. Mitchell Evans with one hand gets it to the other hand, and it's a gain of a lot as Evans. How in the world did he bring that in?
Mitchell Evans, Sam, you said before, don't bobble it, just knock it down. Well, Mitchell Evans does exactly that. He bobbles it and still brings it in. I said it 2 times already. I'll say it once again. He is that Sam Hartman safety blanket. Another big pickup for the Irish.
I don't know what Notre Dame gave Mitchell Evans in between Central Michigan and Ohio State. Whatever it was in the South Dining Hall water, it worked, as Evans making, for the second time in as many weeks, a spectacular grab. And Estime quickly gains a yard on what looked to be a very simple kind of slow it down, straight up run play, trying to catch Duke off guard maybe and get some cheap yardage. Duke, a well-coached team, like we've mentioned, not going to give up that easy.
We mentioned it, JJ, taking a shot there right out of the gates on that offensive drive. Notre Dame now deep into Duke territory already. 2nd down and 9.
Here comes the motion. Flores moving from right to left. It's going to be a fake draw. Hartman has a check down, then finds it. It's going to be tipped, and that was a dangerous tip-up from Tobias Merriweather, who couldn't get his hands on it, and perhaps lucky that was not picked there by the Duke defense.
And that was number 11 right there, Isaiah Fisher-Smith, who just got too low because he was ready for Tobias Merriweather to catch that pass and pick up the first down, but he goes down and then just is unable to pick it up. Excuse me, that was number 8, Dorian Mousey, the middle linebacker. Just miscommunication right there, but the Irish need this first down.
3rd and long here for Notre Dame. Duke with an opportunity for a good bend, but don't break stop. Hartman in the gun, takes the snap, looking downfield. He's going to have to roll out. He doesn't have much. He's going to check it down to Rico Flores, who will be stopped short of the sticks. And if you're Notre Dame, 4-down territory?
I think so. I think there's 7 minutes left. You don't get the ball back to start the second half of this game. And obviously Marcus Freeman disagrees as he brings out the field goal unit team.
You know, Sam, Notre Dame is 3 of 5 on the season on 4th down conversion, so they have converted a 60% clip.
Yeah, it's 4th and 5. I think I thought Flores was going to get a little closer to sticks than we perhaps did.
I thought so as well, JJ.
I thought that was a 4th and 3, admittedly. Schrader lines this one up. He's 1 for 1 on the day, but only 50% of the season. Notre Dame struggle with false starts. That one comes off at a hitch. The kick is up, and it is
no good.
No good. Spencer Schrader's accuracy struggles continue, and Duke catches a break.
Yeah, tough miss there for Schrader. Marcus Freeman puts the confidence in him. It had more than enough distance on it. Just misses high and right. That's just the momentum shift you don't want to see here. Notre Dame still have 10-0, 6 minutes left in the second quarter. But giving this ball back to Riley Leonard and this Duke offense still within striking distance.
Notre Dame's defense has earned the confidence so far of his coach, but that is just a rough miss. Not a chip shot by any means, but not a difficult field goal either. And for the second time in as many weeks, Schrader misses from hittable range, I'd say.
I agree, and I just want to go back to that drive right there by Notre Dame. Obviously, you have the huge conversion by Mitchell Evans, but I'm not a big fan about how they went down there. They're throwing short of the sticks on 3rd down. For me, you got to throw past them.
Notre Dame will turn to its defense now. Leonard takes the snap. Leonard looking downfield. Notre Dame pushing forward. Leonard's not going to have much. Gets out of the pocket effectively, throws it downfield, and it's going to be well out of the range of, it's going to be Jalen Calhoun, who was going deep on that one. Leonard looking to just get rid of that one.
Got lucky right there, but once again, Notre Dame putting on the pressure right there, led the charge. Riley Mills, number 99, really getting up in his face, as well as Howard Cross getting around and doing well. That was Cole Aubrey as well, actually involved on that pass. But yeah.
2nd and 10 now for Duke, who really have not had much in the way of answers to this Notre Dame defense so far. Notre Dame with 4 on the line. They rush for it. It's going to be a delayed handoff, and Notre Dame, Leonard escapes trouble. He's going to get to the edge now, and Leofau having none of it. Leonard looking to pull some magic out of the hat there. Leofau alert, though, and makes the tackle from behind. It's going to be 3rd and 10, if maybe a little more or a little less.
Riley Mills blew up that play, number 99, the defensive tackle, one of the leaders for this Fighting Irish team. And as he's getting ready to pull off, gets held, and he just kind of stops right there and looks for the flag. You got to play through. You got to play through on that right there. But Leofau flying across the field, making up for that.
Tackle number 3 on the day for Leofau. He's already making his name known in this one, despite that goose egg against Ohio State.
Big 3rd down now from Notre Dame. Notre Dame showing pressure. Will they bring it? They've gotten it effectively so far. Leofau, one of the ones coming on pressure. It's going to be a free play, I think, as Leonard is brought down, but there's a flag down. I think that's going to be an offsides.
I didn't see it there, JJ. Did you see an offside?
I saw some movement. I'm not sure if I saw offsides, but the referee certainly did, and he had a better angle than both of us.
Marcus Freeman disappointed on the sideline right there. Get a huge sack, and then it just goes back to 3rd down again and giving the Duke Blue Devils another chance right there. They call it Kaiser offsides.
Yeah, that's a rare mistake there from Jack Kaiser and Jordan Botello as well. There appear to be offsides. His experienced defensive frontman for Notre Dame making mistakes here that just cost so much in the grand scheme of things.
The 6th penalty for 30 yards now for Notre Dame, and the first one was bailed out by a field goal. Let's see if they can get a stop here and make it all for naught. Leonard takes the snap, looking downfield. Notre Dame bring pressure again. This time it doesn't get home, or here it does, and Leonard gets rid of it, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds.
Some clear frustration there from Riley Leonard as soon as he let that one go. Shoulders shrugging. Just no answer right now for this offense, for this Duke team. Riley Leonard used to imposing his will with both his legs and his arm, but this Notre Dame defense been playing pretty solid, putting good pressure on him, forcing him to make those mistakes.
Yeah, and he's looked uncomfortable all night long, Riley Leonard. So credit to the Notre Dame front 7 for really getting back there and not allowing him to use his magic that he has so far this year.
Duke once again out to punt. Here comes Notre Dame pressure. They very nearly got home, but that punt is out and well hit. Tyree calls for fair catch of a decent cushion and will safely bring it in at the 23-yard line. Hartman and the Notre Dame offense will go to work with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second quarter. Just outside the 20. We'll be back soon on WFI Sports.
And the love I feel is so powerful. It can take you anywhere. And the love I feel is so very real. It'll drag you down. Which way will I run when I want something new? I don't feel at home in this house anymore. Which way will I run when I'm over you? I don't feel at home in this town. When I was younger and dumber, I didn't know better.
action is coming up next on WVFI.
Back here in Durham, 10-0 Notre Dame lead here, 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Sam Hartman and this Notre Dame offense been a bit stagnant on these last couple of drives. Resulted in a few punts, a missed field goal, and now they have the ball at their own 25, looking to manufacture a scoring drive here and hopefully head to the locker room with a two-score, with more of a substantial lead that they do have right now.
Yeah, I got to imagine they're going to try to control some clock here if you're Notre Dame. You've got 5 minutes on the clock. That's plenty of time to put together a good drive and put yourselves in an advantageous position heading into halftime. You want to at least get a first down and then go from there. Here comes the motion. Holden stays moving around in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Estime, a delayed handoff, who stays patient and can't find a hole. I don't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage on that one. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Sometimes they say your best skill might be one of your flaws in that regard. Like, you may overuse it. Right there, Estime on that run had the hole, but instead, he's known for his patience. Jumps into the traffic, but he had a wide open hole on the left side and just went the other way.
Notre Dame moving quickly now as Sam Hartman takes the snap and shotgun set. Here comes the pressure. Hartman maneuvering around. That's surely going to be a holding call. He gets out of the pocket and he's going to flip it. I think this one's coming back 10 yards now. Unless
Dame.
Perhaps a hand to the face I didn't see.
Holding offense.
It is ruled a holding there. Rocco Spindler, the right guard. That's Notre Dame. Penalty number 7 on the day. They've cost themselves 40 total yards. In a ranked road battle like this, where there's an offensive threat on the other side and Riley Leonard, you can't keep shooting yourself on the foot like this. And 7 penalties, and we're not even 30 minutes into this game. Just unexcusable on behalf of Marcus Freeman and this team.
2nd down and 19 now. Not an easy down distance, especially not when you're inside your own 20. Hartman in shotgun set, looks downfield, takes his time, throws it. He's going to overthrow Rico Flores, and that fell at the feet of Dorian Mousy, who was just, I don't think he was expecting the throw to come to him, and just hits his feet.
Once again, Notre Dame gets lucky there. Mousy, he was a little bit more heads up. Could have had a pick there going the other way, but it's bringing down a tough 3rd down, 3rd and 20. Will it be Mitchell Evans again, or will this Notre Dame offense choose to play conservative? Punt the ball away.
And that's another play by Rico Flores, just not being heads up about the reception and just kind of letting the ball sail and tipping it as well up in the air. Don't like to see that.
Notre Dame sticking with the alignment they've used today, where they kind of start out in bunch and motion out, where it's going to be a draw play to Estime as they try to maybe get a few yards back, and that is exactly what they will do. Get out to the 20 for a gain of 4, and here comes the punt crew. Flag down, interestingly enough. Not really sure what that could be on. I don't see it holding, at least in the initial review.
Yeah, it does look like the punt unit is still coming out. So got to assume they're either picking that flag up or it's against Notre Dame. We'll see here.
It's been picked up. I don't know if the referee maybe saw a holding or a hands to the face on either team that then he was talked out of, but Notre Dame will be punting from their own 20, and Duke has a chance to get their best field position in the game right here. Let's see what Bryce McPherson, he's North Carolina native, has in his homecoming. He boots that one. It is high, it is away, and it is sending all the way back, returning at his own 20. Can he make the first man miss? Yes, he can. Trying to get to the outside, and Notre Dame did well to permit damage control. Higgins had the return there and gets out to the 30, and Duke will set up shop with 30 minutes and change, or 3 minutes and change, I should say, left in the half.
Impressive punt there by McPherson. Could have potentially given Duke great field position, but moves them back. They'll be at their own 30 with just under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Notre Dame they've been great on defense. That's if you want to talk about the story of the first half, they've been great on defense. They've been phenomenal. The offense, on the other hand, has not been able to get anything going, and too many self-inflicted wounds. About 5 penalties out of the 7 coming from the offensive side with multiple false starts and a holding call.
Notre Dame's defense has continually answered the call today. Let's see what they've got right here. Leonard in the shotgun. Notre Dame showing pressure. They'll bring it. It's going to be a read option to Leonard, who will dive forward for a gain of about 4 or 5, perhaps.
Yeah, Notre Dame known for their tough rushing attack. But Duke also averages 5.6 yards per attempt. So Riley Leonard there showing. Won't use his legs still. Picks up about 6. We'll bring up a second down opportunity for Duke here.
Second and manageable, I believe would be the way we describe that. Empty back for Leonard now. 4 receivers still left for Duke as they try to overload this Notre Dame defense. Snap comes Leonard, who takes on the keeper, and he will burst through the hole for a first down, but not much more. Gain of 6 and a fresh set of downs for the Blue Devils.
Now the Blue Devils are starting to get Riley Leonard involved right here with the running game. We're realizing that Notre Dame's backing up a little bit, kind of going into this prevent defense, which you really don't want to see at 3 minutes left in the first half. But Riley Leonard realizing that, exposing that gap, and now using his legs to turn up some positive yards.
It's going to come down to Howard Cross and Riley Mills on that defensive line. Got to stuff up that middle and prevent Riley Leonard from being able to find those gaps.
Leonard motioning his tight end over the center. It's going to be a draw play, and setting the edge well is Howard Cross, who drives that play back. It was a combination of Irish defenders, really, who met that one right at the line of scrimmage. Junior Talatui Halamaka also involved. It's going to be a gain of nothing, I believe.
And get ready here for Notre Dame. If they can hold down right here on second down and get to that third down, I would not be surprised for Marcus Freeman to call a timeout with under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Try to get the ball back and at least score something. But we've seen Sam Hartman work his magic when he's been given the ball in crucial situations in 2-minute drills.
Yeah, let's get to third down first, I think, for Freeman before he makes that call. Leonard trying to hard count it, not getting anything. This time he snaps it for real. It's going to be a draw play, and Notre Dame's defense, again, blows it up. And now let's see if Freeman calls the timeout. Looks like he will. Notre Dame playing a little game theory here, trying to keep some minutes on the clock for Hartman. Rather, the clock is ticking, so I think the referees are just motioning for signaling for something else, I should say.
Yeah, defensive line been making some great reads. When Riley Leonard elects to go for that option play, they've been shutting it down for most of the time. So good discipline by this Notre Dame defense in that sense. Need a third down stop here.
Maris Leofau checked off the field for this third down. An unusual thing. Leonard hard counts it. Here comes the pressure. He escapes the pressure and will throw it into space for a first down. Nice conversion by the Duke triggerman.
Yeah, Leonard there had a gap to run with his legs, but elects to let it go. Smart decision, picks up the first down. Duke moving with some pace here.
Yep, Leonard back under center very quickly. Splits everyone out wide. Notre Dame brings the house, and Leonard steps up. He's got a lane to run, and off he goes to the 30. He's going to elect to run out of bounds at the 23-yard line, I believe, and Duke now moving the ball.
Yeah, I think that was a design run there to Riley Leonard. He was all alone in the shotgun. Had the entire Notre Dame defense thinking he was going to let one fly, but keeps the ball, picks up a big gain, and puts Duke inside the Notre Dame 25.
Smart play call there by Duke, who saw Notre Dame wanted to bring pressure, waited for it to come, and then set Leonard into space. Now a nice 1st and 10, just outside the 20, plenty of time on the clock. An advantageous situation for the Blue Devils.
Starting to hear this Duke crowd come alive too. Not what you want going into halftime. Notre Dame defense needs to stop here.
Leonard communicates with his offensive line. Checks his running back into motion. Looks for the swing pass. Will throw the slant. It's completed. First down and then some. Duke now just outside the 10-yard line.
And I'm not too happy with how Notre Dame is playing this defense right now. They're playing too much prevent. I don't understand why go into prevent when someone is running with their legs and they have the ability to kill you on those yards. And so now Marcus Freeman elects to call a Duke elects to call a timeout as they're knocking on the door of the Irish end zone. And, to me, I'm not happy about this final drive.
Yeah, Sam, a Duke offense that's averaging 37 points a game. You had to assume it would come alive at some point. And, this all, ties back to the lack of Notre Dame offensive productivity. Too many 3-and-outs or punts or, missed field goals, for example. They gave this Duke team a chance and a sense of hope that they could, string together a drive and get back in this game. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. Inside the 10, less than a minute to go, but a chance to cut it to within 3. And, again, the stagnation of this Notre Dame offense has left the door open for Riley Leonard.
Notre Dame's defense has been bend but don't break in the red zone so far. Let's see if they can force another bend here. And turnover would be ideal, but I think Notre Dame would be more than happy to settle for a forced field goal. But right now, they're just going to focus on getting the ball to second down.
And something to keep watch. Jalen Calhoun just walked off the field with an athletic trainer, so he's not present on this drive. He's been having a big game so far for the Duke Blue Devils.
Duke moving to its traditional shotgun set. Leonard flanked by Jordan Waters. Waters now motions to Leonard's right. Leonard takes the snap, looking downfield. Staying patient in the pocket. He throws it. No flag comes out, and it's going to be an incompletion.
Good discipline covers there by the Notre Dame defense. Duke scoring at a high rate in the red zone. Scoring red zone touchdowns about 68% of the time, so the odds are stacked against this Notre Dame defense, but we'll see if they can make a hold here with just about 47 seconds left in this first half.
Red zone defense continually the weak point of the 2022 Notre Dame team. There have been strides made in 2023 as the Duke crowd starts to come alive. Let's go Duke chants coming out. 2nd and 10 now from just outside the 10. Leonard takes motion from left to right, looks for it, fakes the handoff. It's going to be a design run. Notre Dame fails to set the edge. Leonard goes inside. He's not going to get the first down, but 3rd and short here for Duke.
Now, if you're Duke,
the playbook comes totally open here.
let me ask you this. It's 3rd and 5. If you get held up, do you go for it?
I think it depends on where you're getting held up at. I think 4th and 5 here is very different from 4th and 1 per se.
Well, the clock is ticking. They got 20 seconds.
And some interesting clock management, to say the least, by Duke, who lets the clock drip down to 17 seconds left. Not that it truly matters, but interesting regardless, and Duke will take the timeout.
I guess Mike Elko's idea there is you don't want to give Notre Dame any time, even though the offense has been, to say honestly, horrible these last couple of drives. So he's going to want to use all this clock, all this time, make sure his team has the last lap before we go into this halftime locker room where Notre Dame's going to have to make some adjustments. Right now, ball on the ND 7-yard line. 3rd down and 6 for this Duke team. See what they're going to draw up in the huddle here. Try to capitalize.
And Riley Leonard, you speak about how he's been able to kind of engineer this drive so far, get him on the 7-yard line, knocking on the door with perhaps a score before entering the second half. Ranked the 19th prospect in this upcoming NFL draft by Mel Kiper. So he has the talent, he has the skill, and that's what people and scouts are hoping to see tonight.
Yeah, definitely a guy who's, come out of the blue this year. It's kind of the story of this Duke football team.
Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 6 from the Notre Dame 6. Leonard calling signals. Motions to from right to left. Takes the snap. Looking short. We'll pull it right up the middle. Ball comes out. Can Notre Dame get on it? We'll see. Notre Dame had the first angle on it, but it looked like Duke maybe got a body in there just in time. It will be 4th down. Notre Dame very nearly catches a very big break, but we'll have to settle for a smaller break, and it's going to be a field goal.
That's what Notre Dame should have had. That ball was loose and out in the middle there. Javonte Jean-Baptiste was the first Irish defender to try to get to it, but looks like the Blue Devils were ultimately able to dive on it just in time. That's one you could have had there, and that's a big momentum shift, but now that'll be 4th down and about 6 yards to go.
I don't think anything went wrong procedurally there for the Irish. The problem just became they had too many bodies in the area almost. Harper tried to shield the ball and ended up inadvertently misdirecting Jean-Baptiste, who probably had the best angle on it. And Notre Dame, as a result, loses out on what could have been a huge recovery. That being said, another 3rd down stop for this Notre Dame defense, and they will force Duke into 3 points if they make the field goal, though this field goal should be well attainable.
Now, is that considered a sack, JJ? I believe it would be, correct?
We'll see what they scored as. We should be getting the update any minute now. I think it should be a sack, although maybe his forward progress. It's not ruled as a sack, although they're going to give it a forced fumble to Howard Cross. It was a loss of 1, but I think I assume the scoring was that his forward progress with the ball brought him back to the line of scrimmage. At any rate, Duke will line up now for the field goal. We'll see if they try to get tricky with this. Notre Dame has 2 higher players out, maybe just in case, but by all counts, I think we're all expecting a normal field goal operation. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is
No good.
no good. You want to talk about catching a break. And I don't think Notre Dame could possibly have caught a better one, as Todd Polino, there's no time left on the clock with, I didn't even bother doing the math in my head how far that would be. I assumed it was a chip shot, but from 27 yards maybe?
Second missed field goal of the day
Pushes
for
it.
Todd Polino. And these Duke Blue Devils hearing some boos coming off the field. I'll tell you what, that's another break for this Notre Dame defense. This Notre Dame team in general, honestly. Not the best first half, not the way you want to come out, but they're lucky to be up 10-0 going to halftime here. Have some things to adjust, especially on the offensive end, but once again, Todd Polino's been their savior today, missing 2 chip shots.
There's an old saying about the ball and its propensity for telling the truth, and Notre Dame perhaps thinking that missed fumble recovery maybe was redeemed there with that missed field goal by Polino. At any rate, Notre Dame takes the break and will head into the halftime with a 10-0 lead. We'll be back in about 20 with WVFI Sports.
metaphorical or real, some place to make us feel whole. And the words to this song, while geographically specific, they could apply to anywhere or any of you. I'm talking to you, waking up alive again, but trying to stop the bleeding. That's how it is. But at least there's still the sky above, and you still have the feeling of waking up in Los Angeles. Waking up in Los Angeles. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Waking up, still dreaming, and trying to hold on to that feeling. Oh my God, hold on, hold on. But at least you got a reason for, and at least you got the feel for how the days roll on. Waking up and you know it, it's got some kind of glow to it when the lights just rise. But at least you got a real love, a love for the idea of waking up in Los Angeles. Waking up in Los Angeles.
Met you at the dive bar to go shoot some pool. Make fun of the cowboys with the neck tattoos. Ask you easy questions about work and school. I'm trying to be cool about it, feeling like an absolute fool about it, wishing you were kind enough to be cruel about it, telling myself I can always do without it, knowing that it probably isn't true.
I came prepared for absolution if you'd only ask. So I take some offense when you say no regrets. I remember it's impossible to pass your test, but I'm trying to forget about it. Feeling like I'm breaking a sweat about it. Wishing you would kindly get out of my head about it. Telling myself one day I'll forget about it, knowing that it probably isn't true. Once I took your medication to know what it's like, and now I have to act like I can't read your mind. I ask you how you're doing and I let you lie, but we don't have to talk about it. I can walk you home and practice method acting. I'll pretend being with you doesn't feel like drowning, telling you it's nice to see how good you're doing, even though you know it isn't true. I've got a wonderful feeling that's right for being wrong. Lately the Lord's got me kneeling. It's been hard to get along, but when I've got you in the corner of my eye, all my moments are the same when day or night. I saw you twice before, now I really wanna see you more. I played the game of heartbreak, the emptiness remains. But how much loneliness can a man take till he tries to take the reins? But when I've got you in the corner of my eye, all my moments are the same when day or night. I saw you twice before, now I really wanna see you more. I know that
Brian Lane, Sam Ouhaj, and JJ Post back here in Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame against Duke. Wallace Wade Stadium. 10-0 Irish lead here to start the third quarter. And it's Duke pushing on the offensive end. Apologies for the slightly rushed return here. Quick halftime.
The press box cookies were really good in our defense.
Yeah, quick halftime. Notre Dame Stadium, we're used to the infamous Fighting Irish marching band with their elongated performances. But here in Duke, things are a bit faster. So back here for second half action. Leonard in the Duke offense on the field.
Leonard takes the snap, looking for the screen, is going to hold it instead, and is going to break a tackle. Leofow first one out there, and will hurry Leonard out of bounds, not before he gains 5 yards. A nice little pickup for Leonard on what looked like it could have been a broken play. Notre Dame was the first to get to him in the backfield, but Leonard, so dangerous with his legs, I should say, does well to get to the outside. And as Sam is silently saying, shout out to Brian Lane for covering for us as me and Sam rushed back from the rest of the press box to get to our radio booth.
It said 20 minutes, and then next thing you know, it's the start of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but it also could have been on time. So our apologies for making Brian work like that, and credit to Brian for doing well to lay out.
And, what I wanted to open up back with before we had the mishap of our own clock management, similar with Duke. Duke drives all the way down the field. Riley Leonard fumbles on 3rd and 5. Sets up a 27-yard field goal, and they miss it. So not to be able to pull any points after constructing their best drive of the night was really a big mishap for Duke and very unfortunate.
Leonard takes the snap now. Third and manageable. Here comes Notre Dame blitz. That one gets out, and it won't get there. Notre Dame stands tall once again on 3rd down.
That was exactly what you wanted there if you're the Notre Dame defense. A quick 3 and out for Duke. After losing some of their energy towards the end of that second half, they come out and force the punt away.
And now we'll get a look at Notre Dame's offense, assuming, of course, there's no more punting shenanigans. As we saw in the first half, the punts are not always what they seem, though, as we mentioned, from this down and distance, probably a bold call for Duke to go with that. Chris Tyree back at his own 30-yard line. See if he tries to return this one. He's usually more of a play-it-safe kind of punt man. Here comes the punt block team, and they force a line drive kick. It's going to bounce short. Tyree with a, oh my, Chris Tyree with a calamitous. I'll hand it off to you, Brian. I don't know how to describe that.
That ball came in on an absolute line on the punt. Chris Tyree tried to scoop it up, although he was surrounded by 4 Duke defenders. Lost possession. Duke jumped on it. They lost possession. And it's ultimately picked up by number 11,
Ramon
Henderson. That's another huge break there for the Irish. Chris Tyree, the experienced Notre Dame wide receiver, a bit of a stupid play there. Notre Dame lucky to still have possession on their own 30.
Rich Ramon Henderson, the experienced veteran, making the heads-up play. Here comes the pitch at Esme on the first play of the drive. He's going to take the gap and will gain a nice. He's going to keep the legs churning, actually, and turn a 3-yard gain to a 4-yard gain. Harried out eventually by Duke. And going back to that, talk about a bring disaster. You see Tyree rashly dives in, a really odd choice by someone who usually is known for kind of letting those drop. He then drops the ball. Duke has a clear lane to it. I think there's 3 Duke defenders, or special teams members, that could get to it. None of them are able to corral it. And Ramon Henderson with the heads-up play to get his body on it, not trying to do anything special. And Notre Dame dodges a massive bullet. Good word. Hartman in the gun. Hartman looking downfield. He's going to have to roll. He throws, and Chris Tyree breaks the tackle at midfield. Tyree upfield now. Notre Dame across the 50, and there is the chunk yardage play Notre Dame needed to get. Nice work by Tyree, making up from his earlier mistake of a good catch in traffic and then working his way for some extra yardage.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's how you respond. That's how you handle adversity. You got to have like a goldfish, like Ted Lasso. Short-term memory. Just forget it and move on with the next play. Chris Tyree does an excellent job getting all the pats on the head. So what could have been disaster for Notre Dame turns into a huge play. And now Notre Dame is in Duke territory.
First time Hartman's had a big connection with a receiver other than Mitch Evans, too. So good to see Chris Tyree getting involved. Big pickup there.
Mitch Evans now motioning from left to right. He comes over Hartman's back. Estime in the I set. They're going to hand it off to him. Estime looking for the crease. Will this time take the crease and churn his legs forward for a couple of yards. Estime, as Sam has mentioned, so good at turning those, maybe 1-yard gains into 3-yard gains. Not always the most noticeable gain of extra yardage, but, if you're a Notre Dame offense and you're struggling to get going, sometimes that 2nd and 7 is just that much better than a 2nd and 9.
Definitely. And, my pro comp for Audric Estime, if I was a scout, which I'm probably never going to be, Give big credit to those guys. I think his comparison would be Ezekiel Elliott, and that's not because I'm a Cowboys fan or anything along those lines. Just the way he moves and how powerful he is. Just the way he has that talent.
Prime Ezekiel Elliott, that is, as Hartman going deep. He's got Flores, and he looks like overthrew him as Duke tailed into that coverage late, and Hartman threw that one out of danger. Duke was underlapping that route, so maybe a weaker throw could have got picked, and maybe for the best that Hartman overthrew that, but still an overthrow regardless.
I think that's a play he wants back. Rico Flores wide open right there, streaking down the field, just miscommunication. But still, like you said, those are plays that you have to hit. But maybe it is better.
3rd and 6. Let's see what Notre Dame dials up. Hartman in the shotgun, flanked by Jabran Payne, the third down back. Notre Dame's showing some draws. They're not going to draw it here. Hartman steps back. Hartman will look for the quick throw. He's going to try to run out of traffic. Not going to be able to. Trying to get to the corner. He will do so, and he'll eventually scamper out of bounds. Takes a massive hit, and will get maybe 2 yards. A gritty play by Hartman.
He's going to be a bit closer than that. Sam Hartman, a little bit of a flashback to the Ohio State 4th and 1 run he had where he elected to go out of bounds instead of putting his shoulder down. There, he does put his shoulder down, picks up about 4. It's going to leave Notre Dame with a 4th and 2. They like to go for it with the offense still in the field.
Speaking of 4th and short, we've seen Notre Dame pull out a couple of different looks. Against NC State, they tried to pass it, and they succeeded. Against Ohio State, they tried the same play, and it was blown up. Now they're going to go shotgun. Jabran Payne is the short yardage back. He's in the game. Hartman snaps. He's going to look for the quick play. He doesn't have anything. He scampers out, and he's going to run for it, and he's going to get it, and then some. Hartman showing some craftiness in the pocket as the experienced 6-year senior escapes the pocket and gets the first down.
Yeah, Duke loaded up the box there, brought a lot of pressure. Hartman, good patience, though. The offensive line held up, and he's able to find that edge and scramble to pick up about 8 yards. More than enough for a Fighting Irish first down.
I hate this term, but Sam Hartman really does embody the idea of deceptively quick. He doesn't like really getting out of that pocket, but when he does, he is not afraid to get moving vertically. He doesn't run like he's a quarterback. He runs like he's a receiver in space, and that time he does well to find the space, get into it, get the first down, and then get a few more after that. First fresh set of downs now for Notre Dame. Hartman with Estime in the backfield this time. It's going to be a snap. It's going to be a draw play to Estime, who doesn't get much, but finds a hole and will get a solid chunk of yardage. Notre Dame back into second and manageable territory.
And that's what I wanted to see about Sam Hartman. Can he really make plays and can he improvise on the run? He's known for making plays out of the pocket and getting a little shifty when he has to move and make pressure, but using those legs hasn't really been his strong suit this entire season. But to go back there and pick up that first down was just phenomenal work for the 6-year senior, Sam Hartman. 2nd
down and 6 from the Duke 25. Hartman goes to the draw play. Estime powering through. We'll get to 3rd and short. I think he got a couple of yards there. And I think it's one of those situations where it's 4-down territory for Notre Dame. They went for it on the 40-yard line earlier on this drive. But when you think about the mishaps of the kicker right now for Notre Dame, Spencer Schrader, and him missing a field goal, and how the night has kind of gone with both kickers on both Duke and Notre Dame, this is 4-down territory. You got to wonder if Notre Dame will run the ball here on 3rd and 3. Maybe they get it, maybe they don't, but they can play for 4th down if they get a couple of yards. They're in shotgun, so not indicating a run, but we've seen some draws before. It is not going to be a run. Hartman steps back. Hartman can't take a sack here. He gets rid of it, and it's going to be just short. And now what do you do with Notre Dame? 4th and 3 on the 22. It looks like it's going to be the kicking unit.
Yeah, Hartman took a hit there as he threw. Duke brought the pressure and was able to crack through that Notre Dame offensive line. Pass looked like it was intended for Tobias Merriweather, but didn't even make it there as Hartman took a hit. Notre Dame elects to kick the field goal. Now I'm interested about that. Why elect to kick the field goal if you went for it on the 40-yard line on 4th and 5th? You know what I'm saying? I understand you want the points, but that's an interesting decision by Marcus Freeman and the team right now to go for the 3 points. I think because you're in a bit more of a comfortable range here for Spencer Schrader. Would have been over a 40-yard field goal. Now you're looking at about
40-yard field goal. 40-yard field goal.
38 or so we'll see here.
Snap down. It is going to be a whistle. We'll see if that's for a timeout by Notre Dame.
And that would have been good.
Perhaps even an offside penalty.
There's a flag on the play.
False start.
And Notre Dame shooting themselves in the foot once again.
Shout out Marcus Freeman, has some temperament, because if I was in his position, that headset would have been smashed by now with all these Notre Dame penalties. But once again, Notre Dame shooting themselves in the foot, just making it more challenging for Schrader here to drill this one.
It's going to be right from the Devil icon graphic on the 35-yard line. I believe that would make it roughly a 47-yarder. Schrader lines himself up. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up, and it is
No good.
good.
Oh.
The Duke fans tricked us behind the goalpost. They started to indicate for a missed field goal, and maybe perhaps some bias as Schrader's prior miss, but this time he keeps his composure and nails it from 45 yards. Notre Dame up 13-0 as we head to another break here on WFI Sports.
It's a sinister, silly season, but maybe we could end up meeting a real thing. Picking up the tires from the side of the road, gonna push back the coming tide. Picking up the tires from the side of the road, gonna push back the coming tide. No matter how far I run, I always end up back here. No matter how far I go, I always end up back here. Took me 2 years to write this song. I wanted it perfect, no wrinkles in it. Took me a long time to come clean. To be honest, the truth's so ugly. Took me a long time to come home. I didn't think you'd get me. I had too much explaining. No matter how far I run, I always end up back here. No matter how far I go, I always end up back here. In the mirror, in the mirror, in the mirror, only in the mirror. Always felt so out of place. In a crowd.
Back here at Duke University, Notre Dame, off that recent field goal, extends their lead to 13-0, but what's really been, the defining issue with this Notre Dame team so far in this game has been the penalties. So far with 8 penalties, costing them nearly 50 yards, and it must be something about the state of North Carolina that causes this Irish team discipline problems, because last time they were down here against NC State, they had 10 penalties, costing them 82 yards, so it's been a continuing issue. They had 5 last week against Ohio State, so some discipline problems here with Marcus Freeman and this Notre Dame team.
Something about the triangles. Bermuda Triangle, North Carolina Triangle. And so Notre Dame not really lucking out right there with the penalties, but they gotta step up. They gotta step up. Defense has been playing great. Offense needs to stop getting these penalties and really lock in and walk away with this game. Still a 2-score game.
Schrader nails that one. A line drive kick and plenty of power on that one as that's going to fly out of the field entirely, land just behind the Duke end zone. We're going to have a touchback, and Duke's offense looking to get something going. They've had a couple of drives that ended in missed field goals, but nothing especially dangerous so far. Let's see what Notre Dame can do on defense. Duke will have had time now to adjust in halftime. What adjustments do you make, Brian, Sam?
In the first half, you had 130 yards total for this Duke offense for a team that averages over 400 a game. So, definitely want to string together some more impressive drives. Raleigh Mills started to use his feet towards the end of that first half more effectively. So maybe continue to see some design runs here for number 13 in blue.
Notre Dame showing pressure. Leofau, the one showing it, and here comes Leofau through the gap, and it's a run play, and churning his way through a tackle is Jordan Waters, but not much more than a few yards there.
And J.D. Bertrand broke through the line right there, was able to slow him down, and then Maris Leofau comes in and cleans up shop. He's been phenomenal tonight.
Once to go around the league as we get a quick score update from the SEC. Ole Miss has beat LSU in a 55-49 barn burner of a game. A bit more offensively prominent than the one we're watching right now, to say the least, as Leonard returns to the shotgun set. Motion coming around his back. It's going to be another draw play. And this one is a productive one as Waters fights forward. Looks like he's going to be just short of the marker for the first down. 3rd and short coming up for Duke.
Yeah, it has been impressive. Duke's only averaging about 3 yards a carry on the ground. You know, for a team that rushes for 200 yards a game, Notre Dame's definitely limited them, but they're starting to heat up a little bit in the run game. 3rd and 2 now. You'd expect them to go back to something, maybe utilizing Riley Leonard and his effective legs.
It might be the good time to pull out the play action if you're Duke after a few semi-successful runs in the shotgun. Motion coming around Leonard's back once again. It's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be blown up, but a nice after-hit effort. It looks like it's just going to get the first down. Waters took a hit right at the line of scrimmage, but fought his way through it and got a first down by a hair. Fresh set of downs to the Blue Devils, who now go tempo as Leonard empties out the backfield. Takes the snap. Throws it over the middle. It's going to be dropped. Nothing on Leonard on that one. That's just a point-blank drop there in the middle of the field. Probably would have been short of the sticks, or it would have been short of the sticks, but there was some after-catch yards to be gained, and you got to wonder if maybe Jalen Calhoun was looking upfield instead of looking at the ball, because that would hit him in the chest, and he just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, uncharacteristic drop there from Calhoun. He leads the team coming into today. 20 receptions for over 250 yards for an offense that's primarily run first. So, uncharacteristic drop. Notre Dame catches another break.
Here comes Duke offense at 2nd and 10. It's going to be a draw play, and he's got a hole, a big one that is, bursting through and through a tackle down to the 40 and fighting his way out of bounds. Just shy of the 30-yard line, or at the 30-yard line, rather. A nice run by Jaquez Moore, who found the hole and hit it hard. Drove a Mack truck through that one.
Yeah, it feels like the first big play of the day for Duke. Jaquez Moore able to break to the outside. Hurdle a few tackles almost and picks up a big chunk. Now Duke inside the Notre Dame 30-yard line.
Maybe that's what Duke needed to get this offense unglued. A little bit of energy coming to the stadium now. Leonard calling signals. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to his side, lobs it up. That's a nice pass, and it's just out of reach of the tight end. Dalmolin was the intended receiver on a nice little wheel route, and Leonard tried to put some touch on it, but ultimately a little too far for Dalmolin to pull in.
Yeah, good coverage there by Xavier Watts. Stuck with him the entire route, and, just a little bit of an overthrow by Leonard. Like we said before a number of times on the show, the long pass isn't Leonard's strength, so Notre Dame forcing him to opt for that, and like we see there, it's incomplete.
2nd and 10 now for Duke. Leonard clapping his hands, looking to get some hard count going. This time he snaps it. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to be a read op. Nope, not a read option. He does hand it off, and it's going to be a gain of about 4. Jordan Waters on the carry. Duke doing well to mix in that Leonard run and the backfield trio of Waters and Moore, and Coleman as well, though we haven't seen much of him today. That time it was Waters, though, who took the carry, and Notre Dame is going to stop him for a 3rd and 6, a big 3rd and 6, one would have to say, given Duke's struggles kicking the ball so far. 4 down territory, perhaps, if you are the Blue Devils.
And the stadium is getting loud. It's getting rowdy, if you will. They're excited. Notre Dame is held on 3rd down. Can they do it again?
Notre Dame faithful, the ones making noise this time. Leonard takes motion, snaps the ball. Handoff, and it's going to be moving the pile to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot him. One would have to imagine now you are definitely in 4 down territory, at least with inches away.
It looks like the down marker switched to a 4, so they're going to mark him short. 4th and 1.
Short on the dot.
The offense is staying on the field, though. We saw Notre Dame make a few key stops on 4th and short last week against Ohio State. This is a big one here. Can the defensive front make a stand and bring Sam Hartman back on the field?
Duke sideline trying to calm down their fans, and Notre Dame faithful out in the far corner making the noise. Duke goes shotgun, 4th and 1. Leonard calling signals. Double motion from left to right. The tight ends are moving. Leonard now moves the running back from right to left. Takes the snap. He's going to move it out on a speed option. He does that. Oh, nice play by Duke. That's a first down. It fooled me as it was a delayed little sprint out, I think, and a catch right there by Samir Higgins.
Yeah, it looks like it was going to be a design run to Riley Leonard, but he just hits a little flick right there on the reception by Samir Higgins. Nice little design play there by Duke. gives them a first down inside the Irish 15.
It looks like Ben Morris bit the bait right there. Instead of being right there with his receiver, thought Riley was going to come up and run, but that's an excellent design right there by Duke to pick up that first down.
1st and 10 now for Duke on the Notre Dame 14, it looks like, or the 13 rather. Leonard in the shotgun set, calling signals, takes the snap, hands it off now, and through the hole, bursting through, breaking the tackle, down to the 1 yard line is Jaquez Moore. Duke on the doorstep now.
Yeah, the running game starting to get going here. Couple of big runs by Jaquez Moore, and now Duke is now inside the Notre Dame 2 yard line. The Irish were put to the test on the 1 yard line a number of times last week. Hopefully this time they have 11 guys on the field, and it's now first down and very short here for Duke.
There we count it out. Shotgun set for Duke. They move quickly. I do see 11 on the field. That one's going to be a handoff, and stopping him short is Notre Dame, who had 11 on the field, and pushing him back. We'll see where they spot him. It's a favorable spot for Notre Dame. This can move the play back as far as the 4 yard line. But I think they're going to give him forward progress.
I'll tell you that.
Offside, rather. It's a free play, and Notre Dame, the penalties just keep coming up.
That's a killer there. That duo of Riley Mills and Howard Cross just stuffed up the middle there. Jaquez Moore had nowhere to go. But again, Notre Dame shooting themselves in the foot.
Doesn't change much in terms of the ball's spot, but it does change and give Duke an extra play. We'll go back to first down. Duke's still in the shotgun. We'll see if they run the same play as last time. Here comes the motion. Leonard takes it, hands it off. It's going to be right through the middle and powering his way in. We'll see the spot. They get it to him.
No.
Jordan Waters. The referee said he broke the plane. We'll see what the replay says.
I thought that was a poor spotting. I thought the Notre Dame defense stood him up, but hey, we're up here. The ref's down there. Ultimately, it looks like a Jordan Waters touchdown.
I think the forward progress, I should say, did just get it. And now Duke out for the extra point and make this a 6-point game.
Yeah, watching the replay here, it doesn't feel like the ball broke the plane. Good blocking there from Duke, especially the tight end number 85, Jeremiah Hasley, creating a hole.
That kick is up and good. And we've got a one-score game in Durham.
Now Notre Dame needs to respond here. They haven't been able to get into the end zone only once on the first drive of the game with an Aldrich Estime touchdown. Granted, that was set up by a fake punt. Notre Dame really needs to get something going here and respond after Duke drives down the field.
Yeah, Sam, now's the time where Sam Hartman, takes the game into his hands and says, you know what, let me put my foot down. I'm the big dog here. I'm the sixth year. And hopefully engineers a good Notre Dame drive to extend this lead, which is now down to one possession. It's a 13-7 game here. Notre Dame still leading. 3:36 in the third quarter. We're going to go to a quick break here on WVFI Sports, the voice of the Fighting Irish. We'll be right back.
and we welcome you back here, Wallace Wade Stadium, home of the 1942 Rose Bowl during World War II. Moved it down here in fear of the Japanese back in the day. A little history fact for you, again, a little historical right here. Home of the Rose Bowl, 1942. Oregon State defeated Duke 20-16. But when you look at it now, to answer everybody's question and to really recap what just happened, Duke had driven down the field and scored. So now it's a 13-7 game. Notre Dame's offense needs to get something going. Sam Hartman legacy drive, if you will. They need something to work.
You know, Sam, like the Rose Bowl in 1942, the show must go on. You know, Notre Dame gave that touchdown, but, you know, got to have short-term memory loss, got to get back out on the field and, you know, manufacture some type of positive drive because they've been lacking that since the first quarter. It really is a touchdown here. Shift this momentum back in the corner of the Irish.
Legacy drive might be strong, but response drive certainly is not, as he'll be loved to return this kick. You know he's got downfield speed. He finds a crease, runs through it, and gets out to the 25-yard line, and here comes Sam Hartman and the Irish offense in a drive they need to get a win on.
Definitely. They need this drive right here, the Fighting Irish, especially for how they are. They are short at receiver tonight. No Jaden Thomas or Jaden Greathouse. So two of your big star receivers not being present. So really we need a guy like I say that 5 times fast. Rico Flores to step up. We need Mitchell Evans to continue what he's doing. He's 1 yard short of 100 yards tonight. And you need this run game, or you need somebody out of the backfield. I'd like to see a Jadarian Price get involved. You know, he has great pass-catching ability out of the backfield. I'd also like to see Tobias Merriweather step up. Had a career game down in Vegas last year in the Shamrock Series game against BYU. So you really need something to happen here, and Sam Hartman's got to trust his gut, and the offense has got to do something, because if you go 3 and out right here, that changes the entire momentum of the game. The defense is tired right now, and they just had a really long drive against a Duke team that gashed them on the run.
That's a great point, Sam. I mean, the only answer tonight for the Irish, if there's been one, has been Mitchell Evans. He's up to 4 receptions on the day for 99 yards and one as long as 36 yards. So I expect Hartman to go back to him. He's been his safety blanket for the night, and he's been a key weapon. But, you know, I'm waiting for this offensive line to really impose their will. We saw in the second half of the Ohio State game, that's when the Notre Dame offensive line took over. And I'm waiting for that moment when that, you know, experienced leadership, Zeke Correll at center, Joel at the left tackle, really says, guys, let's put our foot in the ground. We're the 11th ranked team in the country. Let's take this game over, and imposes their physicality on this Duke defense and allows the run game to take over.
Yeah, Notre Dame needs to get something going here on this drive. I'm not sure what the best way to do that is. You know, the run game would be ideal because then you can control the clock a little bit and also really take some pressure off of these young receivers, this thin receiver core to make some plays. But if the running game isn't working, because so far it has not really been going, 4.2 yards per carry, no runner has more than 40 yards in a day. Jeremiah Love, the most effective runner, 3 for 39. You know, we'll see what they can get going, but they're going to need something to happen on this, really the first down, because you got to set the tempo, first play of the drive, and we'll see how Notre Dame comes out. You want to make a statement. You want to know you're not going to roll over. The momentum may have shifted in the crowd, but it hasn't shifted in your huddle. We'll see how Notre Dame responds. We'll see what they come out with, because this is a response drive.
We're in the middle of a timeout break right now, but fellas, how about this beautiful night at Duke? It's my first time down here. Notre Dame repping the beautiful white and gold with those gold helmets shining beautifully in the night. What do you think about the campus so far, fellas?
I love it. You know, this was one of my prospective schools when I was applying here. My sister fortunate enough to be attending here as a sophomore, so shout out to my sister. Shout out. It was a great day to see my family on campus. It was great to be back. Grew up a Duke Blue Devils fan for basketball, as one might do. You know, classic bandwagon 90s fan right here. Sam Ouhaj, I'm saying it live on air. But, you know, at the end of the day, just great atmosphere. Everyone's super friendly. I really love the Southern hospitality. Everyone wants to get to know you. Everyone, even if you are an Irish fan, there wasn't a lot of chirps. People were really happy, and they were like really looking forward to this matchup. And I think a lot of that has to speak about how Duke is what's at stake for them. When you look at it, this is their longest win streak since 2017. They're looking to start 5-0 since 1994. And on top of that, they haven't beat 2 ranked opponents in a season since 1960. So basically almost everybody in the stadium wasn't even alive when this was going on.
Your request was some Jadarian Price, and he is in the first huddle of the drive for Notre Dame as Notre Dame looks to respond well, and we'll see what that response entails. Sam Hartman, the 6th-year player, huddles up his team, an offense that has struggled to get going. In a game where the defense has done a lot, but hasn't done enough. Duke is now on the scoreboard. They've got a crowd that's making some noise, and they're ready to get a stop here. Let's see what Notre Dame has to offer. Hartman in the shotgun. Price to his right. Merriweather comes into motion. It's going to be a fake handoff. Hartman looking downfield. Hartman throws downfield, and it's going to be nearly picked off. That hit between Tyree and a Duke defender, and it's going to be fall to the ground harmlessly in the end, but that was a dangerous throw by Hartman.
That was dangerous. Looking to take a shot on the first play. There's going to be no flag on the play. It's the officials' rule. Looking to take a shot first play out of the break, but I don't know if he saw that safety there. And, yeah, another break for Notre Dame. Could have easily been an interception, but we'll bring up second down.
Chris Tyree turning into defensive
Playing some
back
defense
right
there. Not maybe intentionally, but it was effective regardless. Hartman takes the snap. Going to be a draw play now to Jabran Payne, who fights his way through one tackle, but will get 3 yards, I think. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
It's the one issue with the play calling there. If you take a shot on first down, you only pick up 2 or 3 yards on this second down play. It brings up a 3rd and long. Notre Dame digging themselves in a hole with these first down incompletions. We'll see if they could capitalize on something here, but another 3rd and long. This Duke defense has energy.
Gotta imagine Mitchell Evans is his first read here. Hartman steps back. He's gonna have to step into pressure and will be sacked. Notre Dame's offense continues to falter as Duke gets a big sack on 3rd and 7, and Notre Dame will have to punt. Duke with a chance to take the lead on this drive.
Number 12, Trey Freeman there on the sack. Flying in from the inside, works his way around, and ultimately finds Hartman for a big loss. Notre Dame punting from deep in their own territory. Not a good drive there for this Fighting Irish offense.
Not as bad as it could have gone. Incompletion, ineffective rush, and a sack. Now Bryce McPherson will look to flip the field here. Let's see what he's got. Hasn't been called on much today, but when he does, he's done effectively, and that one's going to be booted off its guy. It is a weak punt, but it's going to get a inconclusive roll. Notre Dame falls on it on the 40-yard line. Decent field position for Duke.
Yeah, you feel the energy and the momentum a little bit in Duke's corner now. Riley Leonard leading this offense out on the field, only down 6. Once again, just like in the Ohio State game, the pressure is going to become on the Notre Dame defense. When the offense hasn't been there, it's all coming down to this defense, led by J.D. Bertrand, Jack Kaiser. This very experienced front 7. Will Notre Dame be able to make this stand and prevent this Blue Devil wave from continuing?
Huge series here for Notre Dame defense. I can't say it enough. Duke's offense takes the field now. A little bit more swagger perhaps in their step after a touchdown on their last drive. Notre Dame's lead is 6 points. Duke can take the lead with a touchdown, cut it with 3 with a field goal. They start on their own 40. Leonard calling signals. Looks to the sideline for the play call. Steadies himself. Looks right, looks left. Takes the snap. Duke goes draw, and there's going to be a hole, but not a big one. Notre Dame not giving much, as I believe that was Jordan Waters, or it was Jack Moore, I should say, number 9, tried to fight his way through that hole. Gain of 2, I believe.
Yeah, we mentioned the star left tackle for Duke, Graham Barton, was ruled out tonight. So Notre Dame off that right side on defense has been imposing their will a bit. But got to make another stand here with a minute left in this third quarter.
Some let's go Duke chants ring out now. 2nd down and 7 on the 43. Leonard with trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. Here comes the motion from the tight end. It's going to be a rollout for Leonard, who cannot get by a well-read Riley Mills, I believe, was the first one to respond to that. Notre Dame will first a 3rd down and 7.
Notre Dame hoping to hold right here. Last 3rd down. Duke Blue Devils broke big for a big rushing yard. It got them set up, and they need something here. And Notre Dame has been making some costly mistakes on 3rd down as well tonight, so they need to really step up here. They want to put Duke away and get the ball back.
3rd down and 6. Plenty of options in the playbook for Duke here. Leonard in the shotgun. Hard counts it. Takes the snap. Looking downfield. Fires downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Well covered by Xavier Watts, who got in there to break out the pass just in time. And Notre Dame's defense will bail out the offense once more.
Yeah, great coverage there by Xavier Watts. Good patience there as the safety. He read Riley Leonard's eyes the entire way. And he was able to cut in front of that attempted pass through the middle. Big 3rd down stop there for the Irish. They get the ball back. Hopefully at this point, I feel like we've been saying this for the last 2 quarters, hopefully at this point the offense can put something together.
While we're in the business of diagnosing potential fake punts, take note of Notre Dame's defense. They're not rushing. This is a base 4-3 nickel defense. Bertrand, Leofau, Kaiser all out there taking, and that is a punt that I think came off weird, strangely, as Tyree eventually calls for a fair catch at his 19-yard line. Notre Dame not being sure they're going to get bit by their own poison, so to speak. And their offense will now take the field. 42 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
We said it last drive. It's got the feeling of a legacy drive.
Yeah, the feeling of a legacy drive. And Notre Dame tonight, 2 for 11 on third down. So you cannot keep putting yourself in these situations. They took the deep shot, didn't have it. And then from there as well, had an ineffective rush and then got sacked. So Sam Hartman looking to get something going. Notre Dame needs this bad with 42 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Shotgun set now for Hartman. Mitch Evans motions under center. Be a draw play now to Estime, and that is blown up. Notre Dame just cannot get anything going on the interior today. A flag comes in late, and I think that's going to be on Duke.
Costly flag right there. I think they're going to get him for unnecessary roughness, if I had to guess.
You saw some chatter there by Holden Stays in the second level of the secondary. And it's going to be unnecessary roughness on Duke. We talked all game about the penalties costing Notre Dame, and that is a rough one for Duke to take. Holden Stays, I think, was playing instigator there. We'll see a replay, see precisely what happened there. And, yeah, Stays just gets slammed into the ground after the play, completely needless.
Yeah, number 23 there, Terry Moore, the sophomore safety. You know, a little bit of a younger player there. You kind of let the emotions, the energy get to you there. Just a, ill decision there. Gives Notre Dame a 1st and 10.
Boos ring through Wallace Wade, but I don't know what universe that doesn't get called. Hartman looks at the check down, takes it, and there's Mitchell Evans. Big Mitch moving the sticks, and he fights his way through another tackle. Mitchell Evans with the power and the hands of maybe a young Michael Mayer, dare I say.
I think he's been hanging out with Audric Estime. I mean, he just simply wouldn't go down on that play there. That puts Mitchell Evans up to 5 catches on the day, over 100 yards.
That's 4 Duke tacklers that he worked his way through at some time. And we head to the fourth quarter. Some 4s up in the student section as Notre Dame leads 13-7. We'll get back to you soon after a quick break on WVFI Sports.
Back here at Duke University, Wallace Wade Stadium for the start of the fourth quarter. It's 13-7 Notre Dame. The Irish been struggling a bit on offense, but when in doubt, they've gone to Mitchell Evans. He's got 5 receptions for 115 yards. But something to be aware of was favoring that left ankle a little bit after that last reception. So in this fourth quarter, when he's been the main option for this Irish offense, he's a little banged up now. So we'll see how Notre Dame adjusts and how they utilize him going forward.
The fours are up. It is the fourth quarter here. Notre Dame back in the shotgun set. Audric Estime in the backfield. Their normal first down back. Hartman calling signals. Stays, comes in motion. Hartman takes a snap. It's a delayed handoff to Estime. Estime goes through the middle and falls forward for a gain of 3, I believe, maybe 4. Notre Dame needs to keep the sticks moving here. Clock starting its final countdown to the quadruple zeros. Notre Dame currently leading by 6. Could really do with some extra cushion.
Mitchell Evans just walked off the field right there, going to the sideline. Perhaps just a little rest right there. They don't want him to mess up that foot, but it's someone you need right now in this situation.
Notre Dame will rely on Holden State. Is going to be another handoff to Estime, who fights through a trip and will gain a few more yardage. 3 yards in the cloud of dust is the offense of Notre Dame right now, except not much clouds of dust going on.
You see the immediate effects of not having Mitchell Evans on the field. They're electing to go for 2 straight runs. Evans now back on the field, though, so looks like the Irish will be in the passing form right now on 3rd and 3.
Pumped in music as loud as it's been today. Notre Dame bunched up right now. A drop back Hartman, who is the unhead rusher. He throws that one deep. Merriweather was well defended. A flag comes in late.
Yeah, I saw that the whole way.
Livid response from the Duke fans. I'll hand it off to you, Brian. You pointed that one out before it came out of the pocket.
In coverage was number 0, Chandler Rivers. The pass was intended for Merriweather down the right side, but he was held up. The mic calls for defensive pass interference.
A long conversation there. The question of was the ball catchable is going to be relevant here because that wasn't especially close to Merriweather, and they're going to go no foul.
Marcus Freeman is just irate on the Notre Dame sideline. I thought I saw a hold there. Merriweather looked like he was restricted from making an effort at catching that ball. Looking at the replay now, it does appear like Chandler Rivers made contact before that ball got there, but the referees decided to pick up the flag. Notre Dame is forced to punt, and the ball will be going back to the hands of Riley Leonard.
Notre Dame could use a deep pin here from Bryce McPherson. We need a 43-yard punt to be exact, 44 yards today, to get to the goal line. So a bit of a pooch here. Duke showing pressure on the punt. It's going to be a lofted punt, looking for the coffin corner. And it's going to be, oh my. We'll see where they spot it.
I believe
that was a beauty by Bryce McPherson, who just barely got it in at the 1 yard line.
I'll tell you, I can see the leprechaun down there, Ryan Corey, jumping around. Beautiful punt there by Bryce. Pins Duke at their own 1 yard line. Now, this big, beefy Notre Dame front 7. Got to hold them up here. Can't let them get out of their own territory. Keep this momentum on the side of the Irish.
And if the field does get flipped here, that's some great field position Notre Dame will be in. But right now, you got to take it for what you got. You got 3 downs in front of you, and you got to win those 3 downs.
So 13:44 left here in this fourth quarter. 13-7 Notre Dame. We're going to take a quick break here. WVFI Sports, the voice of the Fighting Irish. Back here at Wallace Wade Stadium, we went to break. The punt from Bryce McPherson was ruled out at the Duke 1 yard line. Now that's been overturned after official review. The ball be placed at the 20 yard line. I'm not sure if that's something I guess they can review that and overturn that, but ultimately Notre Dame loses out on that one. What went from pinning Duke inside their own 1 yard line, now they have solid field position to start this drive.
And a momentum boost for the Duke crowd who was calling for that to be overturned. I don't know what the rule is there, but at least to my angle, it did look like the right call. The ball did indeed go outside the pylon. Duke looking to get going for a reverse counter play and solid yardage on first down as gain of 5 on the counter.
This game is coming down to the wire, man. I'm at a loss of words right now. I don't even know really what to say. I mean, 2 calls not going Notre Dame's way when you think that it would, but the ref's making the call down on the field for what it is. But still, Notre Dame's got to lock in right here. 13 minutes, the clock is ticking, but it's anybody's game still.
Notre Dame's defense has continually answered the call. Notre Dame's offense has continually put them back on the hook. 2nd down and 6 now for Duke. Leonard in the shotgun, calling signals. Hard counts it, takes the snap, drops back, throws the slant, or not the slant. He looked off the slant, then went out to Calhoun on the side. It looked like a little dig maybe, and at any rate it went incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Coverage there by the sophomore Jalen Mickey. Hasn't seen a lot of time on the field this year, but nice defense there by him, the California native. 3rd down now for Duke. See if Notre Dame can force a quick 3 and out.
Big play here for Duke. We've said it enough. Leonard in the shotgun where he likes to operate. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Running back flanking Leonard to his left. Notre Dame not showing pressure, but they're going to bring it late. Here comes Notre Dame blitz. It's picked up well. Leonard looking down the field. It's going to be over the middle and incomplete. Now with a move. Bursting across the middle of the field and still going. It's going to be Jordan Moore out to the 50-yard line. A big conversion for the Blue Devils.
Not what you want on 3rd down right there. Excellent work by Riley Leonard to stand in the pocket and find his receiver running wide open across the middle of the field. They're at the Duke logo. Duke is turning up the energy right now.
Key block there, too, by the running back number 7, Jordan Waters. Just bought Riley Leonard enough time to deliver that strike across the middle. Now it appears wide receiver there for Duke, number 8. Jordan Moore is limping off the field. But Duke still driving at the 50.
Duke moving with tempo. Leonard back, takes the motion over. It's going to be a fake jet sweep, and Leonard's going to pull it. Leonard has space to run. Leonard making a move on Ben Morrison. He gets around him. Leonard to the outside. Leonard to the 20, and shoved out of bounds just inside the 20. The QB keeper gets a big game for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, killer missed tackle there by Ben Morrison. It was a one-on-one, him and Riley Leonard on the outside, and Leonard able to use his length, his strength, and that stiff arm allows him to run for an additional 20 or so yards. Puts the ball inside the Notre Dame 20. Duke, all the momentum in their side right now.
Duke now slowing it down, looking to the sideline for the play call. Fresh downs here on the Irish 18-yard line, it appears. Leonard in shotgun set. Takes the snap, pulls the handoff. This time Notre Dame has it read, and Leonard will go down at the 16-yard line.
Good discipline there by Riley Mills. Read it the whole way. When it's been a designed run, it's actually worked out for Riley Leonard, but off the options, Notre Dame's been fairly disciplined. Makes another stop there, forcing a 2nd and long.
Jordan Metella went off in pain on that play.
He did. He's wincing on the Notre Dame bench now.
Duke once again slowing it down. The time is on their side, at least as they have the ball at present, and now the referee's going to whistle for a stop. We'll see what the call is. They're looking for targeting. We'll see. Let's see who it was on and what they're looking for.
You know, it hasn't been in Notre Dame's favor when the officials have gone to the review booth, to the replay booth. Right there, Leonard. Yeah, Leonard. It looks like it was that Jordan Botello there leading with the helmet.
That's actually Javante John Baptiste right there that they're trying to get him for the targeting.
No, they're getting Botello.
They're calling it right there on the replay. It shows for where he led with his head, but Botello went into the side of him. I don't know if you can really call targeting on that. He's just trying to make the...
He does lead with his head, but it's not helmet to helmet.
There was 2 plays there, yeah. Botello initially made a tackle. Looks like leading with his helmet, and then Jean Baptiste came in late. If it was my guess, I would say this plays through. But you never know in the nature of targeting in this day and age. We just have to wait the officials' review.
We'll see now.
I don't know if they can get him for targeting. I'd be very surprised if they call targeting on Botello.
It does feel like Notre Dame against the world, though, Sam. So you never know.
I could see if he crowned him and he hit him with his helmet, but right here on this replay right now, I don't see it. He's going to make the tackle, he's going down, and he just happened to hit Riley Leonard's side, but I don't think that's enough to draw a target. If the hit on Travis Hunter was not enough to draw a targeting call, this should not be a targeting call.
What was interesting is
they're going to call targeting.
That's awful. What's interesting there is Botello went off the field seemingly injured. Now they'll get him for targeting. He'll be out of this game, but looking at that replay, I mean, he was the second defender to come in to tackle Riley Leonard, and he led with his helmet maybe towards his side, but it didn't seem like enough to elicit targeting. Evidently, the officials disagree, and that'll be it for Botello in this one.
In a game where penalties have cost the Irish so much, another one right there. And you can hear the crowd. It's been a pro-Duke crowd, obviously, but man, the Irish faithful are not pleased with that one.
I understand you want to protect the players, but in the physical nature of a game like this, that's what I see that has to play on. Now it'll be first and goal for Duke inside the Notre Dame 10. Leonard in the shotgun.
Leonard calling signals. They go with the option play. It's well diagnosed. He stays on his feet and fighting to the 5, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1, and down at the 1. A heck of a second and third effort from Jordan Waters to bulldoze his way down to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that was some effort there. Jordan Waters, that offensive line, like we said, without their lead left tackle, Grant Barton, still making an impressive push. Now, right inside that 1 yard line is Duke. Notre Dame, this would be an impressive stand here if they could hold them.
Power on power, I would have to guess. Waters in the backfield. Leonard drops back to a shotgun set. Notre Dame showing blitz, not wary of any potential option play. It's going to be right to Waters, and Waters is tripped up short. Notre Dame's defense hold firm.
I'm interested. I don't want to look too far ahead, but I mean, is this a third and, is this a 2-down situation here?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yeah, Notre Dame has to make the stop here.
And the offense for Notre Dame just hasn't been getting going.
Yeah.
You put your trust in your defense. But right now you got third down, so plenty of things for Mike Elko and co. to think about. Plenty of things for Al Golden and co. to think about. Empty backfield for Leonard. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Notre Dame scrambling to get set. As now more motion for Duke. Waters motions into the backfield. Leonard calling signals. Motions again. It's going to be a fake handoff. It's going to be wide open. And wide open in the end zone. Makes the catch. Jordan Moore came across the snap. No one picked him up. And Duke ties the game 13-13 with a chance to take the lead with the extra point.
That was a masterful play design by Duke and their offense. A ton of motion there. Just totally confused the Notre Dame secondary. Ultimately, just a wide open, easy touchdown. The easiest you'll get in a game like this. And that ties it up, and Duke's got a field goal to take this lead here. 9 minutes left in the fourth.
Great motion by Jordan Moore, who came across the center, and no one for the Irish tracked him. And easy as a touchdown throw as Riley Leonard will throw in his career. And Duke for the lead now on the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And Notre Dame, for the first time all game, trails.
Man.
Yeah,
you want to talk about a good game, and especially against 2 ranked opponents, I think this is what you can ask for. Notre Dame should have not found themselves in this situation by any means, but credit to Duke where credit is due. I mean, Duke is just playing lights out right now, and they've taken over this second half.
Yeah, this Duke defense, we knew it would be a problem coming in. They, large reason why they're at number 17 in the country now is because of that defense, and it's given Sam Harmon and co some issues. You didn't want to be in this position late on the road in a night battle, but here we are, and now it just comes down to the offense. Can they execute? Can they string together a strong drive and find the end zone, which they haven't, even sniffed since the first quarter?
There's still a lot of time left, 9 minutes, 3 timeouts for Notre Dame, but given how they've played throughout this quarter, or really throughout this game, doesn't really give too many fans confidence. But Sam Hartman, that's what you brought him in for, is for moments like this to really take over and do something with this Fighting Irish team. Notre Dame looking to stay within playoff contention, and you got to hope that you win this game.
Yeah, this feels somewhat similar to last weekend, Sam. You know, Notre Dame wasn't offensively dominant last week, and we're seeing that kind of, relaxation translate over. 13 points here now in the fourth quarter. Just waiting on someone to break free or a big play to happen, and we just haven't seen it tonight. They've tried taking deep shots. They've had a few connections with Mitchell Evans, but ultimately these estimate breakaway runs or these long Hartman passes just haven't been there tonight. Time is ticking. 9 minutes to go. We're hoping this drive will provide that.
You can't fault Al Golden's defense for much this game. They've answered the call so many times, but you keep on bending, eventually you're going to have to break, and in the second half they have broken twice, and Notre Dame's offense needs to pick up the slack, to say the least.
Definitely, JJ. I think you said it best. Something needs to give right here, and for Notre Dame to be in this situation, like I said, this is not what you want. It's definitely changed the momentum up here in the booth and the stadium. The Wallace Wilds. So you got the Cameron Crazies. We'll go Wallace Wilds. I like that term. I like that saying. They're loud and proud right now.
Yeah, like we said, Sam, the first ranked versus ranked matchup here at Duke. And what was the number? 31 years?
Yep.
So the Wallace Wild, the Cameron Crazies, however you want to refer to them, are definitely bringing the energy tonight. And now it's going to come down to the Irish. Can they respond? Can their offense come alive in times where you feel like it's dying? So big drive here for Sam Hartman. Appears to be Jeremiah Love and Darian Price back for Notre Dame to receive.
All the young guns are out. This certainly isn't the play it safe return team. Love and Price, they can make things happen in space. Vertical runners, Notre Dame needs a spark anywhere they can get it. Here comes the kickoff, and it's going to be a squib kick, and it's going to be returnable. Love picks it up on the bounce and will work his way through a tackle, works his way through another tackle, and moves his way out to the 30. Not an awful return by Love by any means. A strange kickoff by Duke. I don't know if that was intentional or just a missed read maybe on how he was trying to angle it, but Notre Dame will start at their own 28.
They might have watched College Game today with the classic Pat McAfee $37,000 500 kick. Was unfortunately no good for the fifth straight week. But here comes this Notre Dame offense, led by Sam Hartman. Again, like Sam said, this is why you brought him in. Moments like this where tough defense, been stagnant, hoping Sam Hartman can work his magic here.
In need of a spark anywhere they can get it. Mitchell Evans has been the go-to man so far today. Hartman takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Love, who works his way around and will fall forward for a gain of about 5. A nice first down gain. It puts you in a decent spot for second down, but it's been those second and third downs Notre Dame has sputtered so often today.
Yeah, they're starting to go to Love here, looking for a little more speed to the outside as an alternate to Estime. Love now, 4 carries for over 40 yards.
They're going to keep Love in the backfield, riding the hot hand. Hartman goes under center. Wonder at what point they try to play action, as it's going to be a handoff right there to Love, who is bottled up in the backfield. Duke is run committing with everything they've got, and it keeps on delivering.
Yeah, they're able to cheat again. We've mentioned a number of times the weakness at wide receiver Notre Dame is experiencing tonight with Jaden Thomas, Jaden Greathouse both out. So Duke has been able to cheat the run, and it's paid off. They've stuffed up Notre Dame a number of times and forced them into situations like this where it's third down and 6.
Loudest it's been today. Hartman back to throw. He's under pressure. He throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Goes behind, stays well covered, and Notre Dame will have to punt again.
And Duke is just running away with this right now. They are playing lights out. Arguably some of the best football I've seen all season long. I mean, give credit to Duke. They're just playing great. I mean, Holden Stays just miscommunication right there by Sam Hartman, and he throws right behind Stays.
Yeah, seeing a little bit of, Sam Hartman looking lackadaisical walking off the field, head down. Something you're not used to seeing. He's certainly feeling the pressure here with 8 minutes to go.
Oh, it's booted high and short by McPherson. It's going to be a fair caught at the 32-yard line. Duke has a chance to, they can't run away with this one, but they can make it a whole lot steeper of a mountain for Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was all Irish in the first half. One in the locker room leading 10-0, but since then, 2 Duke touchdowns, and you're starting to feel like this is the Blue Devils' game to win now. It's not the position you want to be in for Notre Dame. You wanted to control this game from the get-go, but now you find yourselves in a hole, down 1, with the ball in Duke's hands, who have scored twice in this half, and the defense has got to step up again, and the offense is going to have to figure something out. But right now, all of us up here in the booth are at a loss for words.
Yeah, and that cues us right in. We got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds until the media break, so we will join you back in about a minute and 30 seconds. This is WVFI Sports coming down to the wire. Make sure you tune back in.
And you pull all the triggers, well, you're taking me back. You're taking me back. When you listen to mystics as you lay at your picnics, you're taking me back. You're taking me back. I bet you do, but not for long. I'm alone, but not for long. My back when you drop the mail off to me and make us for coffee. Are you taking it black? Are you taking me back? I bet you do, but not for long. I bet you do, be alone, but not for long.
And we welcome you back here, Wallace Wade Stadium, Notre Dame versus Duke, coming down to the final couple minutes, 7 minutes and 58 seconds to go. Blue Devils lead 14-13, and they have the ball on their 30-yard line. Duke looking to put this game away right now and upset Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's been a stagnant last 2.5 quarters for this Notre Dame offense. They put a lot of pressure on their defense, and 2 recent touchdowns for Duke. The momentum's all in their corner.
How about 2.5 hours now? Duke has the ball in their hands. I wonder if they lean on the run a little bit more, either through Waters or Leonard, as they try to control the clock here. Leonard calling signals. Snaps the ball. There's the run play. It's going to go right through the heart of Notre Dame's defense, maybe attacking that spot that Jordan Botello is no longer occupying. It's going to be a gain of a couple.
Notre Dame defense really needs to hold here. They've done their job all night long and have let up a couple of plays. Has been the offense for Notre Dame, just 2 of 12 on third down, which is not a really big thing that you see from the Fighting Irish, who have been arguably one of the best offenses in the country. But against Ohio State and now, they're just playing bad. And you can even see it now. Duke, 123 rushing yards this half. Notre Dame to just 26. So really a tale of 2 halves.
Duke moving quickly now. Leonard. Hard counts it, then snaps. It's going to be a handoff again to Waters, who cuts it back and breaks through a tackle. He's got a first down and then some. Fighting his way out of a tackle and eventually limping down at the 50-yard line. Duke imposing their will on this game.
And I don't know if Notre Dame's getting a little too aggressive, but they aren't playing too hot right now and letting these runners just gash them right now.
They're tiring out, it looks to me at least.
It's turned into the Jordan Waters and Jack Hesmore show in the second half here. As we said, Duke now over 140 yards rushing in the second half alone.
Duke's running harder and they're playing harder. And Notre Dame's defense, who has been left out there for so long, is just starting to tire out. This time it's another run. Leonard is the one to keep it, and Notre Dame bottles him up relatively quickly.
Notre Dame got to get something going here on defensive side of the ball. Get the ball back into Sam Hartman's hands. Clock keeps ticking. We're about to go under 6 minutes.
We've been saying that for, I feel like, 2 quarters, Dan.
Yeah.
Get the ball back to Sam Hartman. Get it back to Sam. And then you have the 3 and out. So at this point, I feel like you need a defensive takeaway. It's how you're going to have to do it. The offense has been so stagnant. Defense has got to come up with something here.
Duke more than happy to let the clock run. Leonard looking to force it. Here comes Leofau right through the gap, and he misses the tackle, and Leonard is able to stay on his feet, and we'll see where they spot it. Maybe get the first down at a minimum. It's going to be 3rd and short, and a pivotal 3rd and short.
They spotted him way back, JJ, there.
They're going to say
I think his knee
down.
might hit the ground before he dove forward, so Irish do catch a bit of a break there. Good effort by Leofau. He's had a couple tackles tonight, but it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 5 or so for this Duke offense, just over the 50-yard line in Irish
territory. Me if we
territory.
see a challenge flag from Mike Elko, who is conversing with the referee on the sideline.
Well, better hope it doesn't go to review because we know how that works.
I think from at least our angle, it did look like the knee wasn't down, but Duke is at least moving like they don't intend to challenge the play. Big 3rd down here now. 3rd and 5. Leonard back to throw. Blitz is picked up well. He's going to have room to run, and he might just get it. He will get it, and bursting into the open space is Riley Leonard, who escapes pressure and gets the first down for Duke.
And Duke got away right there with the false start, not calling it on the right tackle for them. That would be Jake Hornenberg. Jumped a little early right there, and now Duke is sitting comfortable with 4 minutes and 42 seconds.
And they're just going to keep running this clock down. You got to wonder at what point Marcus Freeman's got to start taking timeouts just to stop it. So that clock is bleeding right now, and Duke has all the momentum and all the time in the world. Motion coming left to right. Leonard hands the ball off now. You got to imagine Duke will rely on their ground game. Notre Dame bottles that one up.
I think Notre Dame's got to start getting ready to use its timeouts as we hit the 4-minute mark right here. But Marcus Freeman saving some time on the clock, or letting some time burn right now, must feel really good about where this defense is standing.
Got to remember, barring a 2-point conversion, the worst Duke can make, this is still a 1-score game, albeit one that would require a 2-point conversion. But with the way Notre Dame's offense is playing, I don't think they're gunning too heavily for a touchdown on this drive. They just want to let the clock leak and give Notre Dame as little time as possible because their air attack with the depleted receivers they had is just not working. Empty backfield for Leonard. Leonard will now motion across center. Leonard calling signals. Takes the snap. Looks for the quarterback draw. He gets a hole right at the middle and is met at the point of attack by J.D. Bertrand, and among others, Morrison was also in there, and we're going to set up another 3rd down.
Notre Dame forces 3rd down there, but it's just not going to cut it. Leonard picks up nearly 8 yards on that carry. It's just, he's been too effective with his legs in the second half. Notre Dame hasn't found an answer for him. Got to make a stop here. Force what would be a almost 50-yard field goal here.
3rd and 4.
I think this is 4 down
pivotal
territory.
3rd and 4.
I think it's 4 down territory for the Blue Devils. You haven't had any luck out of your kicker tonight.
Well, let's make sure we get to 4 downs first. Leonard emptying the backfield. Now will motion Waters to his right. Takes the snap. It's going to go right to Waters, who is bottled up by Notre Dame. They read that one well. And now the decision comes for Duke. Do you punt it? Do you try the long field goal? Do you go for it?
That offense is not moving anywhere. Unless they look.
Well, I'm going to imagine at the very least they're going to try to get a jump from Notre Dame, who has been undisciplined today to a fault. Notre Dame will call their first timeout to stop the clock.
I just saw initial reaction there. It didn't appear like the Duke offense was leaving the field. So might be going for it here on what would be a 4th and 6th, I guess, but it would be a long field goal for Polino. Either way, we're going to take a break here. WVFI Sports, the voice of the Fighting Irish. 2:41 here in the 4th quarter. 14-13, Duke, 4th down. We'll be right back.
I took a walk back then. I had a moment thinking how it's been between you and me, my dear. And we can make it for another year, I guess. Or maybe I don't care. I wrote it in my diary, and all my word is true.
And we welcome you back here to Wallace Wade Stadium. 4th and 6 for the Blue Devils. 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go. They lead 14-13, and it looks like
It's going to be the offense.
it's going to be the offense. This is a very risky play right here for Duke.
We would figure at minimum they're going to try to force Notre Dame to jump off sides. It wouldn't give them a first down, but it would give them a much more manageable field goal and fourth down conversion. But right now, it looks like Duke is playing to snap. They are moving quickly. Leonard calling out signals. Notre Dame showing blitz. Motion from the tight end. Notre Dame still showing blitz. Leonard trying to get the hard count going. Nothing yet. Notre Dame is not disguising the fact that they plan on bringing the house. Leonard drops even further back. Here comes the blitz. Notre Dame. It is a pooch punt from Riley Leonard. And that is going to work perfectly for Duke. I don't remember the last time I've seen that in live action, but a well-executed design.
Little trickery of their own there. Riley Leonard was two-sport athlete in high school, basketball and football. Apparently he could kick
some soccer
too.
as well.
Apparently he could kick too.
Nicely
he
designed
drops far back in the shotgun and just punts that ball inside Notre Dame's own 5-yard line.
I was wondering why he took a couple of steps backward before letting that one go, and that was it. He wanted to give himself a little more space.
You got to assume here, JJ and Sam, that Marcus Freeman had a 2-minute drill in practice a number of times this week. Here, Notre Dame inside their own 5, 2 minutes 35 on the clock. He's got to go 95 yards.
Or you got to at least get a field
goal. Or at least get a field goal here. Let's see what Sam Hartman can put together.
Spread option. That is going to be a false start.
I'm surprised they called that, man. They're going to call it. They're not going to call it on Duke, but they'll gladly call it on Notre Dame. Sorry, a little bias right there. But
let's watch that back. I think right tackle Blake Fisher might have jumped. What is that? Penalty number 10 on the day, I believe, for the Irish. Number of false starts. Again, this Duke crowd making themselves heard.
And now it's 97 yards to go.
1st and 12.
And they are not even in prevent. They're just going man-to-man on this Notre Dame team, daring one of the receivers to make a play. Hartman has a free rusher. He evades the free rusher, will create space and throws it to Flores, and there's going to be a flag come out. Flores was grabbed by the jersey, and Hartman, I think, always wily, knew that was coming.
That's the smart play there by Hartman. He a lot of pressure on him in his own end zone. Avoided a safety, scrambled out, and saw Rico Flores getting held there. And let that ball go. They'll call that one. It'll be a pass interference. Number 26, Joe Pickett.
Some much-needed breathing room for Notre Dame there. And you see Hartman, too. He saw Flores getting held, knew it was going to be a difficult catch, but knew he just needed to get it in his vicinity. Smart play by the veteran, and Notre Dame will now go into spread offense. We are in the 2.5-minute drill.
And if you love college football, if you love football in general, these are the moments you live for right
Not
here.
if you're a Notre Dame fan, Sam. My stomach is upside down right now. But
palpable buzz, as John Rothstein would put it, in Chapel Hill tonight. Duke showing pressure. Will they bring it? No, they will not. 3 rushers, but one will get home. Hartman evades the sack, throws it, and Estime makes a bizarre catch. I don't even know if he gained yardage on that.
That clock is still running, too. It was almost a check down. Picked up nothing.
That pass interference does mean this is a 2nd down now and not a 3rd of note for Notre Dame. Sam Hartman has 4 career wins when trailing entering the 4th quarter, as the TV graphic just showed. He's going to go deep with this one, and Flores tries for the acrobatics and won't get there. Pushed out of bounds. 3rd and 10 now for Notre Dame.
Pivotal 3rd down here. Notre Dame with just 2 timeouts. Ball in their own 16. This Duke crowd is loud.
Who will be the hero tonight for Notre Dame, or at the present pace of play, Duke? Got to imagine Mitchell Evans will be the 1st and 2nd read given prior performance. Hartman calling signals. Takes the snap, drops back. Steps down in the pocket, throws across the middle, and Mitchell Evans makes the catch and fights forward to the 35-yard line. Notre Dame is in business and moving the ball.
You called it there, JJ. Nice little in route by Mitch Evans picks up about 15 yards. Closer to 20, my mistake. He's been Hartman's go-to guy tonight. Notre Dame still moving. Clock now at 1:40.
And ticking. Hartman speeds up the offense. Shotgun set still. Trips to the left. Single to the right. Rico Flores is your lone man on the right. Hartman takes a snap. Looking to left. It's going to move now through his progression. Goes to the middle. He's got Rico Flores wide open. Flores takes it. Steps forward. Steps through a tackle. And dives to the 40-yard line. Notre Dame suddenly with a spark. And Rico Flores, the freshman, making the big play.
Great route there by Rico Flores. Patience in the pocket from Hartman. Offensive line held up well. And Rico Flores wide open in the middle of the field.
Notre Dame keeping the move. Keeping the tempo. Minute 19 on the clock. Hartman steps back. Hartman going through his progressions. Goes down the field. He wants Merriweather, who was trying to find his way, and a flag comes in late. Notre Dame's fans right behind where that call was made. And it's going to be taken off the field now. It's going to be a push-off, I think, on Merriweather.
Yeah, they're moving him back.
And not what you want right there.
A chaotic minute of play so far with 1 more minute left to play. Take a look at the replay, and Merriweather does indeed push off there.
That's killer. I mean, you weren't quite in field goal range, but you were getting very close, and that's just put Notre Dame back into their own territory. Still work to do. That's a killer one for the Irish.
Merriweather stays. Tyree and Flores are your receivers. Hartman in the shotgun facing 2nd and 25. Steps back. Protection's good. Checks it down to Esme. Esme has space. He steadies himself and is going to get out to just over the 50, setting out a 3rd and long. Clock remains running. It's going to tick down over a minute, or Notre Dame calls timeout rather. They've got 1 left. Esme chose to try to steady himself instead of going dead ahead, and it's going to be 3rd and 16 on the Duke 47. As of right now, almost certainly 4-down territory for Notre Dame. The question is, just how deep is Spencer Schrader's range? He's got a leg. We know that much.
I'm not sure if Freeman's going to send him out there if it's over 50 yards. So let's put Notre Dame, they got to get past about the 35. The first down marker's at the Duke 31. Yeah, I mean, this has got to be 2-down territory here.
They have Schrader right about the 38-yard line for his range right here on the ESPN broadcast. So as long as 54, he can hit him. He's 2 for 4 from 50.
He's a boomer bust kicker. We know he's got the leg. The accuracy is a different question. But as of right now, Notre Dame just needs to get him within range for a 54-yarder. That would probably be about the 38-yard line, I'd say. And that's just the extent of the limit. You want to get ideally inside the 35 to really have a better chance. It's always a crapshoot when you're over 45 yards in college. But let's see what Notre Dame draws up here. 3rd and 16. Your receivers are Flores, Tyree, Evans, and Merriweather. Reading from right to left, they're going to say 2nd down and 16. I guess they forgot to reset it on the pass interference.
That's a big difference there.
And that is a big difference. That does change the calculus in a major way, but Notre Dame still needs to move the ball. Hartman, back to throw. He's got a free rusher. It's picked up, and he lofts it up, and Evans is going to not get there. He was searching for it in the air and just couldn't come down with it. That was a Hail Mary shot. Maybe not in distance, but certainly in accuracy from Hartman, who very nearly could have been picked off of. That ball went a different direction.
The pressure got to Hartman quickly, and he tried to lob that one up. Just out of the reach of Mitchell Evans. 3rd and 16 now, right where we just were. Gonna be tough. Gotta pick up some good yards here and give yourself a chance on 4th down or maybe even 1st.
Absolutely. I'm going to imagine Mitchell Evans is still the main target here. He is your 3rd receiver from right, looking down the press box. There comes the pressure. It is picked up well. Hartman's got to get rid of it. He will, and it's going to be
incomplete.
Just barely not intercepted. And now what do? You
go for it. You got to win.
4th and 16.
That was Terry Moore there. The ball was in his hands. He dropped it. Potential interception. Now it's 4th and 16. All comes down to this.
Here's your ball game, folks. Who will be tonight's hero? Will it be a member of the Duke defense? Will it be Sam Hartman? Will it be one of Notre Dame's depleted receiving core? Hartman barking out orders. Duke in a prevent defensive structure. The loudest crowd we've had all day. Hartman in shotgun set. Takes the snap. Looks downfield. He's got a clean pocket. He's going to need to escape the pocket. He's looking for a man. He doesn't have anyone. He's going to have to run for it. And he is going to be popped.
And he got it. He got the first down.
Sam Hartman.
What a play by Hartman.
Nails from Sam Hartman. The veteran dives into a hit. Notre Dame's going to clock it. And oh my, did this game just change.
Wow.
That was the moment right there, folks. Sam Hartman, cold-blooded, decides to hold onto the ball and run it. It was a 4th and 16. And
16
he kept it,
yards.
Ran straight, shoulder down, right into that Duke defense, and fought his way for that first down. True grit there from Sam Hartman.
Notre Dame needed 16. Their graduate student quarterback playing in what will be his final season, what will be one of his final road games, makes a play that could define Notre Dame's season. Notre Dame now within Spencer Schrader's technical range. Let's see what they do here. It's going to be a run play. Audric Estime looking for a hole. We'll find a hole. We'll burst through the hole. Audric Estime off to the races. Audric Estime is in. Called stunner from the Irish. And Audric Estime, the bruising junior who struggled all day to get it going, finds the hole. And it's shock and awe in Durham.
Just when he thought it was going to be a quiet night for Audric Estime, he finds the hole, breaks through, touchdown, Irish.
It might be too early for the do you believe in miracles? But touchdown Jesus has his arms up, and he's smiling right now. Oh my word, Notre Dame will need to go for the 2-point try here. They can make it a 7-point game if they succeed on the 2-point try. We got the big play. What do you do now on the 2-point one? Make it quick because we're lining up.
I think, I guess you go back to Estime, but that was some swinging energy right there. Between Sam Hartman and Estime, your two leaders, giving Notre Dame the lead.
Notre Dame goes shotgun set. Unless they go draw play, it will be passing. It's going to be a timeout. They want to make sure they get themselves set up. Holy cow, Sam, Brian, any thoughts?
I'll tell you what, Sam Hartman there just simply has that dog in him. 4th and 16, didn't force a pass downfield, kept it, put his shoulder down and got the first. And then you give it back to Audric Estime, who somehow breaks through that Duke defense, finds a hole. He went from left back to right and finally finds the end zone. Second touchdown of the day for Estime. What a swing here for Notre Dame. Been waiting for that breakout moment, and those two plays just gave it to us.
That's why football is 60 minutes right there, is that you never know what's going to happen next. And I'm at a loss of words. Brian and I were giving each other high fives. Excellent call right there by J.J. Post. Wow. Man, wow. I mean, just everything that happened right there was fantastic. Now Notre Dame's going to go for 2. Still 30 seconds. Duke has all 4 timeout, or excuse me, 3, giving them an extra timeout. And
it's funny, Sam, the Duke student section is starting to empty out.
They know this ball game isn't over.
This is
Notre Dame needs a 2-point conversion just to make it a touchdown. If Notre Dame doesn't get it, Duke can win it with a touchdown. If Notre Dame does get it, Duke can still tie it with a touchdown. A lot of time left in the clock. Let's see what Notre Dame draws up here. Estime is in the backfield, in the shotgun set. Hartman looks like we'll be in a passing situation unless they call a drop play, which they're not. Hartman on the naked roll. Hartman looking for the end zone. He dumps it off. Touchdown, or 2-point conversion rather, and it's going to be a 7-point lead. Notre Dame. Man, this offense all game struggled to get anything going. And right when Notre Dame needed it most, they found their spark.
Sam Hartman once again, just a great veteran patience. Finds Rico Florence at a little slip route. And he converts the 2-pointer, 21-14 Notre Dame now, just 30 seconds left. And those cheerleaders are flying that ND Irish flags across the end zone.
I can't tell if it's boos from the Duke section or cheers from the Irish section, but there's a ooh coming out at Wallace Wade. And now Duke needs to go X amount of yards in 31 seconds. It's not undoable. We just saw Notre Dame prove that you can move the ball pretty dang quick.
Again, here,
man, they just make it a tall task.
The one thing I will say optimistically is Riley Leonard, not known for the strong arm, has 2 pass touchdowns on the entire year. So he's in a very uncomfortable spot. Doesn't really have the opportunity to run it as much. But, man, this is some swing here
For those wondering at home, the line on the game was -5.5. Notre Dame opted to not play it safe and go for the field goal. Audric Estime's kill shot means at present Notre Dame will cover the spread. We are not in a legal gambling state, but Indiana, where our broadcast is based out of, is, so I can mention that on air. It's going to be a returnable punt for Duke, and they're going to fair catch it. 31 seconds, a lot of time here. Notre Dame, Sam, I know you're an opponent of this. Is it finally the time for prevent defense?
No, never prevent
Never the
defense.
time for prevent defense.
Defense is the devil. So if they want to play like Duke and be a devil, they can play prevent defense. But, yeah, no prevent defense. You saw what happened last time against Ohio State in all seriousness. And Notre Dame's got to lock in. And everybody's still, the student section is evacuating a little bit right now, but there are some Cameron hopefuls. There are some Wallace hopefuls right now. There's a lot of energy in the stadium right now. And does Riley Leonard have what it takes to deliver a performance for this Duke program?
Can't say it enough. A lot of time on the clock, and Riley Leonard is a dang good quarterback under center. He calls signals in the shotgun. Duke needing offense fast. Notre Dame rushes 4. And it's going to be checked down. It's going to be out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Gain of about 5, and 4 seconds come off the clock. Duke can still operate a semi-normal offense here. You don't need to be throwing Hail Marys in every play, but you need to move some urgency.
They do have 3 timeouts as well, something to note. So Duke has some resources in their back pocket, but this Notre Dame defense got to make a stop here.
It's not touchdown or bust just yet for Duke. Notre Dame showing blitz with Leofau. He comes, and he's going to break through. Leonard goes down. The ball is out. Can Notre Dame recover? It looks like Leofau is on it. Notre Dame says they have it. Do they? It's a dogfight at the bottom of the pile. We'll see if they said it's given Irish ball. It will go to review. There was a throwing motion on that. We will see if they rule it. But as of right now, the Notre Dame sideline erupts. Maris Leofau, the graduate student linebacker, comes in with the play of a career.
JJ, I do see now Riley Leonard is down. Maybe something with that shoulder as the ball got knocked out. He's in intense pain.
He's grabbing his ankle right now.
Grabbing his ankle, but nonetheless, Leofau comes up huge.
And this will go to review. Leonard did look like he was attempting to throw the ball. We'll see if he was able to get the throwing motion in time. Also, we'll need to keep an eye on the injury because obviously if it's not a fumble, Duke will still need to keep playing. Maris Leofau, though, you talk about the senior leaders in this Irish defense. You talk about having one last ride. For the first 5 games of the season, he's been having perhaps the best season of his Irish career. He was a breakout candidate in 2021. Then he broke his leg and was kept off the field in 2022. He seemed to struggle. He couldn't find his role on this Irish team, and you see Leonard got rolled over there. But back to Leofau, a player that Notre Dame for so long has waited to be the star of this defense, and it's taken him some time. He's a 5th year. Might have just made his star in Durham, North Carolina.
And Riley Leonard going off the field right now, not putting any pressure on his right leg. So that's not what you want to see on one of the final drives of the game.
No.
Everyone kind of at a loss of words right now. And if this fumble does stand, because it does look like Howard Cross knocked it out, that would be the second forced fumble for Howard Cross tonight. So excellent game right there by Cross, and an excellent game by Maris Leofau to close it up for the Irish. And it looks like it is standing, and Sam Hartman will come out here and take a knee, and Notre Dame will come out of Durham with the win, 21-14.
I think they'll hand it off because Duke does still have 3 timeouts, Unless they'll take a knee here. Let's see. 18 seconds to go. They do hand it off.
Notre Dame looking for a kill shot here. Estime bowling through defenders and keeps it moving. Insult to injury. And Duke will call timeout, but at this point it feels like a formality. They are yet to vacate the sidelines, and here they come. The sideline's empty. Notre Dame tested in the 4th quarter. Brought down to their final snap on a 4th and 16. Sam Hartman pulls out a 17-yard run. Then Audric Esne pounds in the dagger. Notre Dame goes on the road to Durham and maybe, just maybe, keeps an Irish college football playoff dream alive. Sam, Brian, final thoughts.
I'll tell you what, just when you thought the Irish were totally back on their heels, it's Sam Hartman and Audric Esme, the 2 leaders of the team. Hartman, first of all, on 4th and 16, keeping the ball, running and picking up that crucial first down to extend the game. And then Audric Esme doing what he does best, being patient, finding a hole, and exploding downhill to score that game-winning touchdown. I'll tell you what, this is one that, at many points in that 4th quarter, I thought this one might go in the loss column, fellas, but somehow Notre Dame pulls it out. You keep hope. You come out of Durham with a huge ranked win, and you move on to Louisville next week.
Yeah, you got Louisville next week, but just to get, before I give my final thoughts, Riley Leonard is still in the tent right now, the Blue Medical tent, so that's not feel awful for him, especially for how well he played in the second half and what he's been able to contribute to this Duke team. So Duke will be facing the NC State Wolfpack, who Notre Dame had beat earlier in the season, just traveling right over a part of the triangle. So they're probably, I think they're going, if you're looking at the triangle, it's Durham's at the top, Raleigh's on the right, and
Chapel
Hill's
Hill
on the left. So they are going to the right side of the triangle next week, and got to give credit where credit is due for Notre Dame. Notre Dame battled back hard. Sam Hartman and Casey Carabao, a little bit of a streak. Streak finally ends at 35 games with no touchdowns thrown, but I'd much rather have the 4-16 pickup and the win than that streak.
And a streak extended. Notre Dame has now won 30 consecutive games against ACC opponents. That is the most any team, ACC or not ACC, in Notre Dame's case, has ever done against the ACC. And they're going to make it 31 next week in Louisville. The Irish eyes are smiling in the upper decks. The echoes have been shaken. The thunder have been shaken down. The echoes have been awoken as I try to take us out on the poetic ending. But I don't think there's any poetry quite like Audric Estime's run to win a nail-biter, a thriller, and a game that I don't think has a correct description for Notre Dame, who keeps their dreams alive. And Notre Dame escapes the triangle and will look to head into Louisville next week with the momentum of a team that barely, just barely, got a win. But a win is a win.
A win is a win, and that's where we'll leave you out. So be sure to tune in next week as our very own Cesar Sanchez and Cooper Vanderlyn go down to Louisville to give you coverage right here on WVFI Sports Radio. I'm Sam Ouhaj, joined by Brian Lane and JJ Post. Irish win it 21-14. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, Irish fans.